Live from Andrews High School here on a gorgeous but warm and sultry and humid Friday night from Andrews High School, home of the Wildcats. Our Maroon Devils are on the road to take on the Wildcats in Smoky Mountain Conference football. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers along with my man Mike Treadway here in the press box here at Andrews High School as we're watching both teams warm up. Got the big Andrews Wildcat logo at the 50-yard line. We see the sun setting over the mountains over toward Tennessee, and we hope it sets in a hurry because I think in here it's about 95 degrees, Mike. We are literally sweating it out here as we're getting ready to take on these Andrews Wildcats. And, you know, if we're warm up here, those guys on the field with all that padding and those helmets, hey, they're sweating it out too. But, hey, that's football, isn't it?
That is football, yes, sir.
It's going to be a great night, though. I think coming in, Andrews has talent. I was down on the field talking to one of our old Maroon Devil friends, Matthew Manley, of course, who played and had a great career at Swain County High School. You and Matthew, of course, both played over at Mars Hill. But Matthew is now an assistant coach here at Andrews. I was talking to Matthew before the game, and he said, you know, we have good kids. We have good talent. We just don't have enough kids. And that makes it tough when your numbers are limited. If there's, I guess, a question for Matthew and, of course, another old compadre, head coach James Phillips, who is over here now and was an assistant at Swain for so many years. When you're limited in numbers, that's kind of hard to deal with, isn't it, as a coach?
As a coach, that makes it terribly difficult, Gary. You're this time of year especially, because you'd like to think you've played yourself into some game shape and your guys are ready to perform. But in truth, you've still got 20, 25 guys on your roster, and all of those guys aren't starters.
Exactly, and when you get this time of the year, everybody has this issue. You got players that are hurt and banged up and dinged up and nicked up. So sometimes when your numbers are down, it even makes it difficult to have an 11-on-11 scrimmage that you'd like to sometimes during the week to get ready for your future opponent, to run their offense, to run their defense. So it even makes practice tough, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it sure does. It makes it so much more important that, number one, you have good coaches,
yes,
which we're very fortunate to have good coaches. But then you've got good kids that are coming along, and they're getting better every week at whatever drill you're working, whatever skill you're putting together. It's just so important that they take those steps every day to get better.
And that's the key. And I was talking to Coach Manley. I could call him Coach Manley now officially because he's right there in the middle of those.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is. It's hard to believe. We used to see him running around doing great things right here on this field, for example. Of course, what's interesting, his dad, his uncles, they all played right here on this field. The Manley brothers, as we know them well and love them, they played right here at Andrews High School. And so it's an interesting connection.
Well, it's, for me, to see it come full circle. When I played, Matt was a little kid, and he was running around the practice field, riding his daddy's heels, just like Coach Manley was with his daddy when he coached.
Right.
So it's nice now to stand up here and to see Matt down there working with guys and investing his time and his energies, helping them to be the best young men they can be.
And no question about it. And we wish him the best. But the Wildcats are coming in overall this season 2-5. They like to run a 4-2-5 defense for the most part. They have some good linemen up front. They have some good skill people. So they're gonna be a challenge coming in. As we mentioned, they're 2-5. But their linemen, talking about their size, their right guard, 6 foot 285. Their nose tackle on defense, 6'3", 275. Their center is 5'9", 250. Their left tackle, 6 foot 248. Their right tackle, 6'1", 235. Their left guard, 6'2", 270. They have as good a size as anybody in the league. And they're physical on the defensive line, according to folks who have played them. So they have the size. They have some good skill people. But they have struggled this year. They'd like to have more wins, more than 2. Of course, our Maroon Devils are coming in 3-3. And, Mike, I really think after the Cherokee game, I think we played our best football last Friday night up on Big Cove Road at Cherokee High School.
I think so. You know, sometimes what folks forget is we play that early season schedule for a reason.
Right.
We play those big schools and those big teams with the thought that we may not win them all, but we're definitely going to be challenged, and we're going to get better every week because there is that challenge.
Oh, no question. You talk about playing people like Smoky Mountain and Tuscola. Smoky Mountain's got a big test with Pisgah tonight. Tuscola's a very tough team. Franklin, a little bit down this year, but they're always tough. And I think that's what makes us better. I think a lot of college football and basketball coaches do the same thing to get ready for conference play, and we are in good shape in conference play. We're now 2-0, want to be 3-0 after tonight, and of course our Maroon Devils and right now the Murphy Bulldogs, the only undefeated conference teams left. Everybody else has at least one loss.
Right. Well, it's definitely shaping up in the Smoky just like we expect it to every year.
Yes.
And I realize that's selfish of us, but we just expect it's going to be us and the Bulldogs fighting it out. Now, I will tell you, I much preferred it when they would schedule us to be the last game of the season, because that was always for all the marbles.
It was, and I agree, and I think Maroon Devil and Murphy Bulldog fans agree with you 100%.
When they started scheduling that way, they didn't do anything to improve the energy that was generated through our conference play.
Oh, I totally agree, Mike. Fans, stay tuned. We have some breaks coming up here. We're going to be, of course, talking with our friends at the radio station. We're glad to have WBHN AM and FM on with us tonight. And, of course, we're live on the Internet with the Maroon Devils Network. And, of course, Joe Holt is here with his camera equipment and recording it for future broadcasts. But right now we're going to take a 2-minute break down the line, and we'll come back. So stay with us right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back live as again we continue to see the sunset, and we're all very happy in the press box. I guarantee you, nobody is happier to see the sunset than everybody working in the press box here tonight at Andrews High School, because it is a very warm, humid night. And guys, I can't believe it, Mike. I mean, this is the first weekend in October, and we're still looking at temperatures in the 80s. And I know early in the season we see cramping, but it's hard to believe we may see cramping here in the first weekend of October with this 80-degree-plus weather.
I will bet you we do, sir. Which means that everybody on the fence will start squawking about those coaches need to get them in shape. Those boys, why aren't those boys in shape?
And I hope, and I'm sure both coaches have been preaching it all week, you got to hydrate all week. You can't hydrate on Thursday night. You got to drink all week long and hydrate, because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble on Friday night, aren't you, Mike? Because if you wait till Thursday night or Friday, it's too late to hydrate.
Yeah, the pace does not allow that.
But
start missing the snap because you haven't done your part.
And that's it. The fans are continuing to come in here at Andrews High School as they're getting ready for kickoff coming up at 7:30. Earlier this week, our Emma Dingle on the Maroon Devils Network had a chance to sit down and talk Maroon Devil football with our head coach, Neil Blankenship. Emma, take it away with head coach Neil Blankenship here on this Friday night.
Hello, everyone. Emma Dingle here with the Maroon Devils Network. I'm here with Maroon Devil head football coach Neil Blankenship. Coach, we want to talk just a bit about the Devils' thrilling 43-28 win over Cherokee.
Well, I was really pleased with our kids played. That was a great win for us on the road. You know, they're the defending state champions. It's a big game for us as far as the Smoky Mountain Conference standings because it's a big win on the road. And when you win a conference championship, you got to win big games on the road, and that was a big one on the road. And you know, and I'm sure we weren't picked to win that game, so that kind of made it even bigger. But our kids, they executed real well on offense. They drove the football well. I felt like we left 14 points out there on the field where we didn't score. And then defensively, our kids made a lot of great plays. Now, they scored some points too, but when you got athletes like they are, they're going to do that. But I was real pleased with our kids played and the way they fought the whole game. You know, they scored first. We came back out. We answered, and in the second half, we got the lead, and our kids really executed the second half and played a great second half.
Talk just a minute, if you will, about some of the outstanding performances that led to the Devils' win.
Well, one, I thought our O-line and D-line both played it tremendously well. I thought we owned them up front, and I think that's always big in ball games like that. So I thought both O-line and D-line played tremendously well. Damian did a great job at quarterback and running our offense. He had over 100 yards rushing. Bryce had over 100 yards rushing also. But, you can't do that without your O-line. Our receivers did a great job with blocking on the outside, and we got the edge. And then, there was a big throw there when we tied the ball game up. The Hunter called the 70-some-yard throw, the out and up, and that was a great route and a great throw, and we got great protection. I thought that was big on the answer there. So, our kids, I thought we had a lot of kids play real well, but, I think it starts up front with their O&D line, and I thought they did a great job of executing well and battling up front.
Coach, in the second half, after the Devils scored the go-ahead touchdown, the Devils executed a gutsy offside kick that was recovered by the Devils, which led to another score. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we weren't going to kick it. We tried to kick it deep to Mintz because he's so dangerous. They got three people back there who can run it back, so we wanted to kick it short. It went a little shorter than we had planned, and our kids did a great job of recovering that. I'd love to say that I planned us kicking an onside kick and get that, but I'm not going to take credit for that. The kids, they did a great job of answering the bell there and doing that. We were just trying not to get the ball back there to Mintz because he was so dangerous, and it went a little shorter, and we did a good job of covering that thing up, and that was a big turn in the ball game because we got the ball right back and went down and scored, and that kind of put them away right there. So I was real pleased with that, and that was a big play for us.
Do you think this was a watershed moment for your young team in terms of their growth?
I hope. I told them Monday I didn't want it to be a one-hit wonder, and do that. I wanted to continue to see us grow and get better as a football team. And we've had 2 good days of practice so far. If we go out again right now and hopefully have another one. But I hope we're not a one-hit wonder. I hope we come out and play well Friday night.
What can our fans expect Friday as the Devils travel to Andrews?
Well, you're probably going to see a lot of the same offense. Coach Phillips, who coached with us for years, is their head coach. So you're probably going to see veer on both sides of the football. So that'll be kind of interesting. There probably haven't been 2 teams that ran the veer against each other, except when we play each other. So you're going to see that. They're going to try to control the ball, and they're going to try to grind the clock and not let us get the ball back. And so we got to get stops on D and get some 3 and outs so we get the ball back. Defensively, they're going to play hard up front. They're going to move up front, and they're going to scrape and try to take some things away from us. And they'll try to take Bryce and Damian away, so we got to have some other kids step up. But I'm hoping we can expect our line to play well on both sides.
Thanks for taking time to talk with us, Coach Blankenship, and best of luck to your Maroon Devils this week.
Thank you.
This is Emma Dingle for the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. Maroon Devils Network broadcasting live here on a Friday night. Smoky Mountain Conference play against the Andrews Wildcats coming in tonight. As you know, looking down the road a little bit, we're going to be back at home next Friday with the Rosman Tigers coming to town. Then 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to come back over to Cherokee County and take on the Murphy Bulldogs. Then October 26th, back at home with Robbinsville, and we wind up the regular season November 2nd with the Carolina Gladiators at home at Swain County Memorial Stadium. And then, Mike, as Coach Rod White and I talked about last week, as you know, due to the Florence storm down in the eastern part of North Carolina and even into the Piedmont, there will be an open week for a lot of those schools to make up what they missed during that storm damage. So the Friday night of November 9th, we're going to have an open date. So get a little chance to let some of these guys heal up before the state playoffs start.
And that'll be a great time for kids to get their feet back under them, be able to rest a little bit, for coaches to be able to try to look at some things and look for improvement, ways to improve.
And, it's kind of funny. We were talking about coming over. Of course, how fans do. We talk about scenarios. And, hey, if we could talk Murphy into it, and especially if we could beat Robbinsville, we could get Murphy to move that game up to November 9, and that would be the last game of the season.
That would be. That would be. Coach White, he'd call that old-timey, wouldn't he?
That's exactly right. So anyway, we had that plan as we look down on the field. The referees are here, and the fans are continuing to come in on this Friday night as we're getting ready for kickoff coming up in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. We have more coming up here on this Friday as we're live on the Maroon Devils Network. We're going to take this 2-minute timeout. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Fans, welcome back on the Maroon Devils Network as we're getting ready for an option offense. We think somewhat the Andrews Wildcats, Mike, they like to run that dive option. They like to run the toss sweep. They like to run that power on offense. They've got some good offensive linemen, but they like to throw the ball too. So they throw a lot of multiple looks at you on offense. But I'm sure the way our defense played last week, I think our defense is ready for those multiple looks and those different sets we're going to see on offense tonight.
Gary, it was really nice to see our defense start to settle down and play responsible football.
Yeah.
Assignment football is important at any level, but especially at our level.
It really is. Now, one guy we're so sorry to tell our fans. Of course, a lot of our fans are aware of this. That Connor McCoy is probably not going to be back this year. He has a serious knee injury, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to speculate the damage, but I'm just from what I know, it's very serious. And Connor was on crutches and had his knee all wrapped up when he came in. So it doesn't look like Connor will come back this year. I hope there's some kind of remote possibility that he can. He's an outstanding lineman. He played left guard on offense and defensive end, 5'11", 225-pound junior. And that's the good thing is if there's a bright spot in this situation, Mike, as you know, at least he's a junior. He gets to come back next year. He can rehab and get the work done. Whereas if you're a senior and you have a season-ending injury like that, I mean, your football's over.
Yes, sir. And that's a terrible way to end your career is under injury.
It really is, but our best wishes going out to Connor McCoy with his rehab and his work on that knee, and we wish him the best. As again, he is probably not going to be back this year, from what we can tell, for the Maroon Devils. So that means some guys are going to have to step up. We've heard that from coaches for years now. Next man up. But again, we hope our young man does very well. Stay tuned, fans. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Hello, everyone. Emma Dingle here with the Maroon Devils Network. I'm here with Maroon Devil head football coach Neil Blankenship. Coach, we want to talk just a bit about the Devils' thrilling... Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Welcome back on a Friday night from the Maroon Devils Network. Glad to have you listening in here on this Friday as we've had the national anthem from the Andrews High School Marching Band. An outstanding job as their players are being recognized here right down below us, actually, as they're being recognized by their fans. And, hey, they're trying to get pumped up and ready to go here, Mike. And no better way than to get your fans into the game here tonight.
Gary, it's just, I can't overstate enough what it means to a player to know that the fans are behind them, the crowd's with them, they represent their community, they represent their families. That is such a big deal.
You know, it really is, as they have their coaches in front of them, got their cheerleaders behind them, and they're kind of borrowing a little bit from what we've done over the years. The players holding hands as they are coming onto the field, and we've done that as we like to leave the field house, and our players holding hands around that track. And, man, I tell you, it jacks our fans up, and I mean, it's good for the players and the fans to see that.
Sir, that atmosphere really matters.
So now we see the captains down on the field as they're getting ready to get the opening pregame coin toss and the instructions. We've got some of the Maroon Devil cheerleaders and fans over there welcoming our players who will be coming onto the field here in just a minute, along with our captains, of course. Our captains out there right now. We've got Hunter Burrell out there along with him. We've got Ian Brooks. And we've got, of course, Big 74 over there, Big Nolan Brown, our captains here tonight for the Maroon Devils, as the rest of the Maroon Devils are getting ready to storm onto the field here. And we have a pretty good fan turnout over there across the field.
They just keep trickling in for us, don't they?
They really do. And, you know, we used to call this back in the day kind of the Battle of Nantahala Gorge. We got one school kind of on each end of Nantahala Gorge. I don't know if anybody still uses that terminology. A lot of people I know, Smoky Mountain and Franklin have a thing going. They call it the Battle of Cowie Mountain, and everybody has their own little their little local varieties, if you will, to try to jack up the game and bring a little color to it.
Yes, sir. Well, that's what makes high school football so enjoyable, is that those local colors.
Oh, no doubt about it. The local rivalries, as we've known for so many years with Murphy High School. Back in the day, we had a huge rivalry. We still do, I think, in many regards with Silver Webster and now Smoky Mountain. We've always had that rivalry with Cherokee High School. So, you look around it, and lately the rivalry, I think, is getting more intense with Robbinsville. There's just a lot of good rivalries that really make some of those games really big, Mike.
Well, I think the nice part about that, Gary, is that we all we're so evenly matched athletically that it really comes down to who would like to be successful.
Yeah.
That old want to that Coach Deach used to talk about when we were kids.
You got to want to. You got to talk about some injured players. We talked about Connor McCoy, but we also see Brandon Salinas and Aiden Smith over there, number 55 and number 81. They're in their blue jeans. So we got 3 guys out tonight, Mike. So that hurts our numbers a little bit. But hopefully some guys will step up in their spots and come ready to play.
That's the only thing you can do.
And as a player, the worst thing in the world is to be watching from the sideline and not being able to get in that game.
Oh, what a frustrating feeling to not be able to go out there with your mates and pitch in and try to do your part.
So now we're ready to kick off. Our Maroon Devils will kick it off here as Hunter Call is going to kick it, and dropping back deep for the Andrews Wildcats is going to be Zach Shepard. He's their wide receiver and starting corner. He's going to be back there deep for the Wildcats. Wildcats are going to be in their red jerseys with black pants. Also dropping back there with him is going to be Gage Gillespie. He's another one of their corners, only a sophomore over on the left side. And Hunter Call is getting ready to go. And let's get it kicked off here tonight from Andrews High School. Got to be high and very short. This one's headed toward the sideline and going out. As he grabbed it over there, it's going to be one of their free safeties, Gavin Wilson. Grabbed it on the run, went out of bounds. But again, there's that really good field position that we're dealing with on those short kicks, Mike. So hopefully our defense can come in and make field position kind of a non-issue.
Well, you hope so, but that sure puts you at a deficit position right there.
So Andrews is going to be starting off now from their 36-yard line as they're going to run twins out to the right side. Got a strong side right and double backs right in there behind the quarterback, and they run to the left side. They pop off, and they don't get much. Landon White runs it, but he runs into a bunch of Maroon Devil jerseys over there, Hunter Burrell and company. So good defensive line play there.
Oh, that was incredible. I tell you, the way Nick and Nolan, they just stuffed that middle up. He didn't have anywhere to go.
You're right. I'll tell you, they're big boys in there. 74 and 75. Nolan Brown, 6'2", 300. Nick Millsap, 6'7", 315. Here they go. This time the Twins on the left side, and the left tackle moved. So that's going to back him up 5, and that's going to bring up a second down and about 12 instead of second and about 7.
It's been a real nice thing to watch the interior line get better and better every week.
Yeah.
Their feet just keep improving. Their pad level's gotten better. Of course, they've always had good motors.
Oh, no question about it. Oh, we've got another run right up the gut, and this one goes nowhere. He's holding his ground, but he has nowhere to go with the football. As our Maroon Devils again plugging that hole up there right up front, and right up front there again is going to be 54, Thomas Allen, who's really had a really good season.
You hear his name often.
Yes.
Which is very enjoyable. Last week I didn't get to go to Cherokee, so Wally and I were listening to it on the radio, and it was so exciting to hear those guys. You could just, through the radio, you could see their enthusiasm.
Oh, they were getting after people. Here we go. Got a 3-man front right now. Stand up, defensive end. Throwing is going to be in there. His quarterback is tipped up in the air and almost caught over there by Bryce Sane, kind of the old tip drill, but that one just couldn't come down with it, but still good defense.
That worked out great. Coach Blankenship sent a little linebacker off the edge to speed it along for them. We played that one well, Gary.
Doing a good job. They ran a slant kind of right down the middle there, and good work by the linebackers and the DBs back there in the middle. So now Andrews is going to have to punt on their first series, and back deep of course. Oh, we almost got it. Line drive punt. Chasing it down is going to be Bryce at the 21-yard line. Bryce is going to be bringing it back to the 25-30. Tries to cut outside, out to the 32-yard line is going to be Bryce Sane. Nice run back, but we almost blocked that punt. So good penetration there on that play.
It's one of those that you can count on if we need later. Will be a definite maybe.
I think we're going to be coming after that punter a little later. We've played a minute and a half. We get the football back. And now let's see what we can do on the offensive side of the ball. We bring twins over here on the right side and got a little wing over here on the right side as well. Now coming in motion is going to be Bryce, and he gets the call, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked back. That's going to be Bryce Sane. Not much room to run there, Mike, but we've talked about Andrews' defensive front. They're big, they're physical. So, but I think later in the game they start wearing down because they don't have the numbers, but they're pretty tough up front.
They were that time. They set the edge very well. We couldn't get that block out there with our wing. Bryce had to cut it up, and the linebacker was there waiting on him.
Good job defensively. Now we're looking at a second down. We still need a long 8. They got guys jumping around up front, linebacker jumping in there with them, and it's going to be, loose football. But picking it back up is going to be Damian. It hit the ground, bounced right back up on his belly at the 40-yard line. So, boy, Damian dodged the bullet there. That ball hit the ground and bounced right back up on his hands.
Whew, that's so scary. And, of course, that's the concern with option football. Anytime you're trying to soft squeeze and read something, it can go bad.
But, boy, we got a Maroon Devil bounce on that play. We're looking at third down. We need almost 4 from just across the 40-yard line here at Andrews High School. Again, they're moving their defensive front around. This time they got a 5-man front, a 52 look on D as we hand off to the right side. Nice seam out to the 50, 45 down the sideline. It's all over. It should be a touchdown for Bryce Sane. Oh, he's caught. I can't believe they caught him, but they did. They caught him right down there at the 2-yard line. An outstanding tackle down there, touchdown-saving tackle by Gage Gillespie. And I know, Mike, you're looking at that on the monitor as we're kind of at a bad angle here, but I really thought Bryce was gone to the house.
That was a credit to the Gillespie kid. He really hustled with a great angle, great pursuit angle right there.
Because Bryce is quick. He's hard to run down, but a great seam off the line of scrimmage. When he broke outside the C-gap out there, our guys sealed off the defense really well. Here we go. First down and goal to go now from about the 2-yard line. Damian back in the shotgun, rolls to the right side, looks, cuts inside. Easy touchdown going and standing up. Nobody got a hand on him. And again, a nice run outside that C-gap for the touchdown.
Obviously, our offensive coaching staff's watched a little tape, and they've decided that defensive interior is pretty good too. So we'll just go ahead and take advantage of C-gap and cram it down their throat for them.
That's it, running a little bit outside there and getting it done. Now coming on, it's going to be Hunter Call for the PAT. Holding over there is going to be Connor Hyatt, our backup quarterback. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, line drive, but it goes in. So with 8:38 to play here in the first quarter, our Maroon Devils on our first possession strike quickly for a 7-0 lead. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Our Maroon Devils will kick it off again to the Wildcats here with 8:38 to play in the first quarter. Up quickly, 7-0. This time the kick is going to be high and out of bounds, and they'll take it at the 35-yard line on the penalty. But, Mike, we saw some good things happening there on offense. We got lucky. We had a fumble. We got it back. Made some good yards on that busted play. But then we saw a couple of good runs there around the right side from Damian and Bryce. So we're seeing some good things sealing off that defensive line.
Getting on that outside edge right there, Gary. It's Coach Marr, evidently from his film study, he's decided we'll start there and see if we can get that defensive line to stretch out there with us a little bit.
Doing a good job. As we mentioned, Andrews has good size on the offensive and defensive fronts. So We'll see if we can continue to. Oh, they've got some people moving up front. They didn't even throw a flag, and the pass is going to be complete. No, they're going to say incomplete over on the sideline. But I'm surprised because the left tackle moved, and they did not throw a flag, so I'm not sure where the line judge is on that play. But that was obviously moving right up front. Of course, we had a guy moving, but hey, theirs is definitely a false start.
Yeah, our guys were adjusting gap to gap to gap.
So now here comes Andrews lining up strong side right with Twins on the left side. Again, twin backs in the backfield, and the quarterback is going to hand off to the right side, and boy, nowhere to go this time. There is just somebody plugging every gap up there. Leading the way, we've got people like Charlie Lambert, Nolan Brown. Also up there is big number 47, as we mentioned, Jacob Langston. So we're plugging every gap they're trying to run through.
They're going to have to do something different there, Gary. There's no room at the end for them.
Didn't see much of a seam there. This time they run this set for the first time tonight. Got a man wide on each side, but the same backs in the backfield. Maroon Devils with a 4-man front, kind of a 43 look up front. Firing, sideline, up for grabs. It's going to be out of bounds. Good coverage over here anyway by the Maroon Devils with Jacob Waldrop and Jesse Waldrop. Got both the Waldrop boys over here on the same side, but pass out of bounds.
Coach Blankenship decided he'd speed him up again with that linebacker, which worked out very well. They picked up the blitz, but we were able to get our tackle off.
So that blitz is paying off, and now all of a sudden on 4th down, Andrews is going to have to punt it away again. On 4th and long. Again, big rush. Line drive punt. Bryce is going to look at this, take it on a second hop at the 27, out to the 30. And he runs into traffic at the 33-yard line. Good open field tackle over there by Samuel Wood, one of their sophomores here for Andrews with 7:37 to play. But again, our defense setting the tone here, Mike. They're shutting Andrews down with very little on offense.
Very, very little available between the tackles for the Wildcats right now. They're going to have to try either to get on the corner or throw the football or something.
So now let's see what Andrews does with their defense. They bring 5 guys, basically a 52 look. They run the 42 and 52, and this time Damien's going to keep it instead of handing it off to Bryce. Damien, nice run out across the 40. That's a 7-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3, and you can see a week at a time Damien getting more comfortable in this offense.
Yes, sir. He's growing up. Growing up. You know, you start the season with some sophomores playing, and time you're 4 or 5 ball games in, they're not really sophomores anymore.
They grow up quickly, don't they? And you have to with our schedule.
You absolutely have to. And again, that's the benefit of playing the tougher schedule, is it requires you to improve.
All right, here we go. Twins on the left side, strong side right. We run to the right side. Bryce looking for a hole, following his blockers, turns the corner, has a first down. There's a horse collar tackle. They had him by the back of the jersey, so they didn't call that one either, but that's a first down by Bryce at the 45-yard line. But the clock now with 6:48 to play, but Bryson is another kid that's growing up. You know, sometimes in the past he'd try to outrun his blockers. That time he just followed those blockers right around the side.
He showed great patience that time, setting himself up, setting his blocks up. You know, sometimes that's the curse of being a quick, fast back, is you got to understand that everybody can't move like you do.
That's it. They're quick. Bryce and Damien had a great game last week at Cherokee. Here's Damien right side. One guy got him, or he might have ripped off another 15 yards. He's knocked down at the 50-yard line. That's going to be 5 yards short, but a good 5-yard pickup, and he almost busted it for more.
How about that play design right there, Gary? We've been showing them everything away, the line motion, back motion. We just leak him out the backside. That was very nice.
You had him going the wrong way, didn't we? Their defense going the wrong way. 2nd down and 5, right on the 50-yard line. Got a strong side left this time. Here comes Bryce running to the left side. Getting a good block out there, but then the block couldn't hold as he's knocked down right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Colby Kirkland out there trying to pave the way for him up front.
Andrews had great pursuit on that play, Gary. They were diagnosed it from the get-go and got on out there.
They really did. They came after us on that play. And by the way, one of our new linemen is going to be Thomas Allen, number 54. He's coming in trying to take the place of Connor McCoy. So Thomas lining up right now on that right side, trying to bust over the line of scrimmage. And there's a great broken tackle. Great second effort on that run, and he was running over there behind Thomas Allen. So outstanding run and outstanding blocking up front.
Absolutely, Gary. It was ironic you just called his number, and he combo blocked up to the second level there. Got that guy, and we just kept going.
Got an injured Andrews Wildcat player down on the field. And while they attend to that Andrews Wildcat with 5:13 to play in the first quarter and a 7-0 Maroon Devil lead, we'll take a 1-minute break down the line for our stations, and we'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I've taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. Thanks, Emma. By the way, the injured player for the Andrews Wildcats walking off under his own steam, and that's always good to see. Over here on the sideline, taking his helmet off, that's Gavin Wilson, who plays fullback on offense and free safety on defense. And the Wildcats, maybe even more so than our Maroon Devils, who have 8 players who play both ways. Andrews has even more, Mike. So, boy, every player is important.
Every guy counts at this point in the
Well, you said it. Every man counts. Here's Damian, fakes one way, runs to the left side, and he tries to turn the corner. Andrews kind of spread it out and did a pretty good job holding their edge over there, but he had a good play fake to set it up over there. But gain of about 3 or 4.
You got to give Andrews credit, Gary. They've got great speed coming out of that secondary.
Yeah, they're getting after us, aren't they?
They hustle side to side.
They do. Sideline to sideline, as we've seen on that particular play. Now we bring Twins over here on the right side, lining up over here. Let's see what we can do now with kind of got the split backs in there behind Damian. Under center this time. Got a penalty flag down as we run to the right side. And let's see what the flag is about. Probably against, now they're saying maybe an offside. And it is going to be offside against the Andrews defense. So that should give us an automatic first down.
I tell you, it's always nice to watch Hunter Burrow run the football. He's a good north-south runner. He's got his pad level good.
He does. And he's in the backfield right now. Hunter Burrow coming in to join Bryce Sane as they'll run that split back behind Damian. Now we've got actually a second and a long one now. Got strong side left. We run to the left side. That's where the numbers are, and it looks like we have the first down.
Yeah, they're a great complement to each other.
They are. They run well, and as you know, in this Veer offense, well, did we get the first down? Yep, there they go. Move the sticks. In this Veer offense, you got to block as well as run.
It's you can't have one without the other. You know, the nice part about Veer blocking is you don't have to really drive them a mile, but you've got to get your head and your hands in the right place, and you got to give them that crease.
That's it. Get in the way. Damian under center again. He's going to run the option to the right side. I know he's stuck hard at the line of scrimmage, and we didn't get anything. Matter of fact, we lost yards on that play. Coming up to hit him initially is their linebacker over there, Landon White, one of their juniors, and they do penetrate in a hurry.
Well, they flowed well that time. They sure did, Gary. They read that from the start.
And again, they've got some they have some talent on this Wildcat team, as we were talking about in the pregame. They don't have a whole lot of numbers. They're running about between 20 and 22 players on a regular basis, and that's tough. Second down.
Yeah, that makes it awful tough for kids to keep going.
Here we run for the first time around the left side. It's going to be Colby Taylor. Breaks a tackle, cuts back inside, and good run by Colby. Got a penalty flag down over here on the field, and But he made a good run after getting hit and bouncing off, but we got a holding call that's going to bring it back, Mike.
Yes, sir. He lost his block, decided he'd keep trying to get him.
But, hey, I want to send a shout-out to one of our compadres, Coach Rod White. He's over having a good time with his old classmates and teammates over at Mars Hill this weekend. So I guarantee you they're having a good time.
There's absolutely not a doubt in my mind.
And I'll just leave it at that. But they do that every year, and I know Coach White enjoys it, and I'm sure his old buddies and teammates do. And there will be no lack of fun. There may be a lack of sleep this weekend, but no lack of fun. They'll have a good time.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Now we're looking at a long way to go. Rolling is going to be Damian Lossy looking down the right sideline. Got a man open. His pass hangs up on him, and it's going to be knocked away. A possibility there for an interception down there, which Gage Gillespie, as we try to get it down to Hunter Call on the sideline, but that football just had too much air under it. Mike hung up and gave the safety down there time to recover.
Yeah, we were talking about that a minute ago. They've got great speed in that secondary, and we were open, but they can recover.
They do have some quickness back there. We saw Gage Gillespie, number 12, who actually caught Bryce from behind on that almost touchdown run down the sideline, and he came back there and helped break up that pass, and now we're looking at still a long way to go. So now we have third down and still 20-plus yards. Got a penalty flag before the play gets underway. And it's going to be offside against the defense, so we'll get 5 of it back that way. So we'll move it 5 from the Andrews 40 to the Andrews 35. We're in Andrews territory, 4-down territory. Now we're looking at third down and 20. So let's see if Damian tries to throw it back down the field.
Third and 20 is a tough place to be when you're trying to call offense.
That's it. That's a tough call to make. We're going to line him up on the right side. Got trips over here. One man in the backfield but with Damian. They're going to be rushing 4. Damian rolling to the right side. Has pressure. Gets away. Cuts back inside. Trying to find somebody open. Tries to get away. Steps up inside. Gets a good block from Nolan Brown. But he's going to be hit at the 29-yard line down to the 26. I tell you, Damian stayed on his feet and avoided about 3 or 4 tackles and got some good blocks.
He looked like he must have ran 60 yards to be able to get what he did.
That's just, hey, he had plenty of time because he kept the play alive, but Mike just couldn't find anybody open. Good coverage by Andrews.
Really, really good coverage. Great hustle by our guys. We just kept peeling back and picking people up and keeping it going.
One key block over there. Nolan Brown really kept Damian alive on that play to allow him to pick up a few more yards. But we're still looking at 4th down and almost 12 to go. Twins on the right. He's back in the shotgun. Rolls to the right side. Here comes the blitz again. He steps away, but this time they're not going to let him get away. There's a penalty flag as 52 grabbed his jersey. That's Hunter Rickett, and Rickett just wouldn't let him go. And he was stuck. He tried to get away, couldn't get away. And now we're going to have holding. It's going to be declined. It's going to be Andrews' ball, Mike, on the penalty, but we didn't get the first down anyway.
Yeah, that was really ugly right there, Gary.
Yeah,
I don't really know what you'd say otherwise except, wow.
That's it there. Rickett just came in, and Rickett is their defensive end, and he got him by the jersey, and man, just like a pit bull, he wouldn't turn loose.
You know, his pre-snap look, they had kind of stemmed around there and picked him out some gaps. And I think they confused our line a little bit, and he came through unblocked.
He did. He was in the backfield, and Damian had really no chance. He tried to get away but couldn't. First down now for Andrews, who is still looking for a first down, and their quarterback runs to the right side. Might have got 1 yard, but there is big Nick Millsaps and also helping out Jacob Langston on the tackle. Boy, I tell you,
we continue just to smother that middle, don't we?
We do. And like you say, when you got Nolan Brown and Nick Millsaps in there,
they consume blockers.
Boy, they're just.
If you don't give them 2 blockers, they're going to just dominate you.
You're right.
They don't have anybody out there that can block them one-on-one.
You said it. And we see them double-teamed a lot. That's a good point, Mike. One-on-one, they just can't handle them.
As a linebacker, I always enjoyed that. Give me somebody that can eat up some blockers.
There you go. And this time Andrews runs out to the 40-yard line. They get about 2 more yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. But, boy, you're right. When you've got guys in front of you like that, that gives you freedom to go side to side or straight ahead, doesn't it?
You can't be successful as a linebacker without having some defensive linemen that can play.
And right now we've got some good ones up front tonight. For example, we've got one of our new men, Thomas Allen, who's coming in for Connor McCoy, of course, Nick Millsaps, Nolan Brown, and Jacob Langston at that other defensive end. And they hand off and run that, pull the guard and run to the right side. They don't get the first down at the 45. It's going to bring up 4th down. They only need a yard. I don't know if they're going to go for it here, Mike, or not. That's kind of a gamble on their 45.
Tell you what, when you're on your own 45 and you're only down by 1, surely you punt the ball away, right? Play the average.
I would think, unless you're trying to get some momentum going for your team. It looks like they're going to call it out. Well, at the end of the quarter, that gives them a timeout anyway. They can talk it over and figure out what they're going to do. Timeout here with a 7-0 Maroon Devil lead. And stay tuned. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Andrews is going to line up after the first quarter is over. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They run to the left side, and they got the first down. One of their better running plays here tonight. They run from the 45 out to about the 48. That's a 3-yard pickup, Mike. So, hey, they gambled and made it paid off. A nice little run over there off the C gap.
That was some nice hard running right there, Gary. He got that initial contact and ran right through it.
And that's sometimes what you got to do to make those short 4th down situations work. So that is the first down for the Wildcats here as we're just underway in the second quarter. They got a man wide on each side, twin backs, right up almost on the quarterback's hip. They throw it to the right side, and they overthrow everybody. Timing pattern that didn't work out. And this is one thing you don't see too much of, Mike. I know in the split back veer, the backs are kind of up pretty tight. But the Andrews Wildcats backs are really up close to that line of scrimmage.
It makes me wonder, Gary, if they're not trying just to get them so close that they almost hide behind their line and the linebackers can't necessarily see them or read them as well.
But, boy, they line up close.
They make those angles awfully tight in there.
They do.
And their splits are tight on their offensive line to begin with.
They're really tight behind the line. This time they fake one way, run the next. And they got a good gap over here this time. Running hard for a first down is going to be Landon White. And that is their best offensive play here tonight as they run down to our 42-yard line. That time they had a little seam over here on the C gap.
They caught us peeking inside right there, Gary. If we had our replay telestrator like Coach White's so fond of, I could show you where our linebacker put his head on the inside and got pinned.
He couldn't get back to the outside.
Coach White and his replay telestrator.
Oh, boy, I tell you what. He'll love Joe Holt forever since he got in that instant replay. Of course, that's only at home. We don't have the technology on the road. This time they run the quarterback to the left side, and he makes a good play before he's knocked down by Charlie Lambert over there, along with number 20, Hunter Burrell. So they're starting to pick a little seam here and there, and this is their best drive tonight.
Well, we're rapidly hitting that point, Gary, where fatigue will start to show itself. First quarter's over. The excitement's worn off now. Work has begun.
Yeah, the adrenaline just goes so far, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then the rest takes over. Here comes the handoff to the right side, and I believe they've got another first down as they get down to the 31-yard line. That's very close.
He picks his feet up right there, Gary. We're in trouble.
Yeah, he almost broke that one.
Yes, sir, he sure did. They blocked that one very, very well.
So right now, Andrews starting to put together a successful drive. First, Coach James Phillips over here on the sideline, the head coach. Used to be an assistant coach at Swain County High School. Matthew Manley over here on the sideline, one of the assistants. This time they run the strong side, flip the receiver over to the left, and they hand off and go this time right up the A-gap. And all the way down to the 20-yard line. Nice run there by Landon White. Nothing fancy there, Mike. He just just got through that seam in a hurry.
And that's the point of having those backs up good and tight right there. If they can give him the crease, he'll squirt through and be in the second level before you know where he's at.
And I think what you're talking about is coming true, because now Coach Neil Blankenship wants to time out to make sure his defensive people are on the right page and maybe make an adjustment or two as to what Andrews is doing on the field.
Maybe try to relight that fire for him a little bit in those two interior guys.
Hey, that's it. Little prayer meeting over on the sideline.
Just a little encouragement.
Oh, man. But our Maroon Devils, of course, playing a lot of guys both ways, as everybody does in the Smoky Mountain Conference. And now in the second quarter, 10 minutes to play before halftime. And that's a good point, Mike. That adrenaline wears off. And now the conditioning kicks in. And it's so humid tonight, too.
I tell you, a night like tonight, anytime you can steal a play, get a guy out for just a play or two, is really beneficial. It pays dividends in the long run.
Oh, boy, I can just kind of catch your breath. Here we go. This time the Maroon Devils got 5 guys up front on the defensive line of scrimmage. Andrews, those backs right behind the quarterback. I mean,
looks like a little bone action, Gary.
Yeah, just kind of a different set. This time they try to run it outside. They do pop it outside. Got a penalty flag. Should be a holding over here on the left side. And they run it down into the end zone, but I'm afraid it's going to come back, Mike, as we can see that hold as they let him cut outside.
Hey, they have really got some speed, don't they, Gary?
They do. They're quick.
I tell you, it's easy to overlook that when people just talk about their record, but they've got some kids that can really scamper.
They are quick. Some of their skill people are not big kids like Holloway. He's 6'2", 150. Landon White, 6 feet, 170. Then you got Gage Gillespie, 5'8", 175. Not physically big, but boy, they're quick. And that holding call is going to bring it back, or that one would have been 6. And we might have been looking at a tie ball game. Now the holding call is going to spot the football back at the 28-yard line. 9:48 to play. First down and a long way to go, about 18. Again, the backs right up on the hip almost to the quarterback. He hands off right up the A-gap. And this time he gives it to Gavin Wilson. And this time a little better coverage by our defense, but boy, they hit the hole in a hurry.
They're getting a little better push right now too, Gary.
They are.
That offensive line's really coming off there, and we're kind of taking a side on them.
And they have good size up front, 6'2", 270, 6'1", 235, 6 feet, 248, 5'9", 250, and 6 feet, 285. So they have the physical ability up front. This time they go strong side right, twins out wide to the right side with backs right beside the quarterback who's in the shotgun. He runs to the right side. Oh, he finds a hole outside, cuts it outside, and we finally run him down from behind. Over there with a good tackle is going to be Jesse Waldrop. Also coming over to help is going to be Daniel Ammons, but their skill people are now starting to really pick their way around our defense.
They sure are. That was just a quarterback isolation right there, or quarterback lead. And he got on the corner, and like I say, he's got good speed.
Good quickness. Force it out to the sideline. Andrews now with the football inside our red zone at the 14-yard line.
Well, you know, when they line up like that, foot to foot, just nearly. Now, they've got a little better split out here this time on their weak side.
Let's see.
Here comes the trade.
Got the man in motion. He lines up strong side right. And this time the quarterback tries to run, but this time our defense got through there as Nolan Brown got through, and he had enough gap that time, Mike, to get through there.
Nolan decided that he'd just go with that guard. When he decided he was going to trap, he'd go with him.
and
to think he wasn't going to play football.
Unbelievable.
You know?
I mean, he came in last year and made an immediate impact.
Oh, he's an incredible talent.
And look what he's doing now. I tell you, that Brown family had some athleticism.
There's absolutely no doubt. There wasn't anything those boys couldn't do.
You said it. Got a man in motion left side. Maroon Devils, a 4-man front. This time, kind of a counter. Oh, there's another outstanding play. This time the linebacker, Hunter Burrell, came up and got him.
Great read by Hunter that time. We had counter double trap coming his way, so I'm glad he read that well.
He read that play just inside and out. Outstanding play from Hunter with a solo tackle there. And so now our Maroon Devils get the football back. That was 4th down for the Wildcats, and their best drive of the night comes to an end down near the 14-yard line, where we get the ball back with a 7-0 lead with 8:17 to play here. Now let's see if we can make something happen. Got Robert Green rolling out to the right side, getting some playing time here as we line up the strong side left side.
There's no way for that to be good.
Pow. Damian, nice seam over here. Breaks a tackle. He pitches it out down the sideline. Got some room down here. Here comes Sane. That's going to be 32, Colby Taylor. He tried to stiff arm him, but what a run, and good call for Damian to find Colby trailing him.
That's one of those things, Gary, that you'll hear him say, oh, my, don't. Oh, good, what a play, what a great play. Holy smokes.
Yeah, the coach is having a heart attack over there on the sideline and up here in the booth, but Colby was in the right place at the right time.
Well, I guess that's carrying that option out to the last second, isn't it?
That is using every single option you got, and he was already past the line of scrimmage and saw traffic and made a perfect pitch to Colby. First down at the Wildcat 37. Now the Wildcats want a timeout to get their defense set, but Mike, I'm not sure there's a whole lot defense can do on a play like that.
No, they played that very well. Yeah. They had him almost wrapped up, and he just made a play. That's what players do.
And just an instinctive play, pitched it out there, and luckily Colby Taylor was right there and turned basically a very short gain into a huge gain down here into Andrews territory. But it's been a scrappy first half. Mike, 7:50 to play here in the second quarter, and it's a 7-0 ball game.
Well, to both sides' credit, they're trying their best to take advantage of what they have to work with. Andrews has gotten in there foot to foot and got their backs up there tight, and they're trying to create a crease and get into the second level because they know our linebackers are young and trying to improve. And our guys, of course, on offense, we're continuing to try to own the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Damian under center this time. First down. And he just barely got the handoff away. Still had his hand in there when Hunter Burrell got hit as he picks up about 2 yards.
I think Damian wanted to pull that and take the corner and get gone, and Hunter didn't soft squeeze that one for him.
So, yeah, there was his hand was still in his belly when he got up to that line of scrimmage.
We had a big play if he could have pulled that one.
Oh, boy. Now coming wide to the right side. We're going to have Hunter Call over there with Jesse Waldrop. Split backs. Damian under center. 4-man Andrews front. This time Damian runs the option. And he got a couple of yards. And that's about it. But again, Andrews running well from sideline to sideline, as you mentioned earlier, Mike. And that's a great observation. They have good quickness going laterally.
Great side-to-side movement for them. And, of course, when we line up in a traditional formation like that, the defense seems more comfortable. We come out early and we got in that little funny formation, and they didn't know what to do with that.
This time got a wing on the left side. We run that way. Trying to get some blockers out here, but nobody blocking for Bryce Sane. Coming up there is Spencer Bateman, and they just had too many numbers. We had some blockers out in front, Mike, but they just had too many folks over here.
Yeah, there was more red shirts there than we could handle.
And now Bryce Sane down there. And the Andrews folks wanted a loose football on a fumble, but there's no way that happened as we still have the football now. 4th down, and we need about 8 yards to go. Going to spot it at the 35, 6:10 to play. And let's see, Damian is dropping back like he might want to punt this football.
Do you think he knows how to quick kick like they used to use back in the day?
Hey.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I think somebody's going to call a timeout, and we're going to call it to make sure everybody's on the same page here with 4th down and 8 coming up. We have it at their 35. So anytime you got a guy like Damian who's back there in punt formation, you know what he can do with a football. Or, hey, do you hang it high and try to pin him deep?
Well, I don't know. Given what we've seen with our kicking game, it's a crapshoot either way you go.
So it's going to be interesting to see what we actually do once we snap the football. But when you've got a back like Damian, he can take off with it. He can sit back there and throw it.
Might be a good time to throw that little back out in the flat thing to Sane and let him work his magic in the open grass.
And we can see Matthew Manley talking down there to their free safety, number 15, Gavin Wilson, telling him just that, probably, hey, you better look for some guys coming out of the left or right side of that line. All right, Damian gets the snap, punts it.
Oh, he's coming.
And, what a
yes,
great
sir.
punt. What
Yes.
a great punt.
That was excellent. You couldn't execute it better than that.
Out of bounds at the 2-yard line, Mike. Talk about a good punt and a good bounce. As you mentioned, just perfect. And now Andrews is going to be lining up literally with their feet on the goal line. Line of scrimmage at the 2-yard line with 5:49 to play here in the first half.
Now that gives us a real opportunity to flip the field right here, Gary, if we wouldn't just bow our backs on defense.
That's it. Make something good happen here with defense. Nick Millsap's down there. Got a different look on the defensive front this time. And they run to the left side. Now in there, we've got also Chase Hughes in there. Chase is in there giving Nolan Brown a breather. And but boy, they didn't get much on first down. Maybe a yard, 2nd and 9 coming up.
This is a good place on the field to try to steal some rest for those big guys.
When
they've got to go the whole length of the field, you can steal 3 or 4 plays apiece for those guys and help them catch their breath.
Well, a good point is Nolan is doing just that. As, again, Chase Hughes, one of our juniors, and who plays right guard on offense. Got a man in motion now for the Wildcats. They hand off to the right side. Still no room there. Coming up, good work inside. Chase Hughes and big 54 in there. We're talking about Thomas Allen, and they're plugging those gaps.
Hey, old Chase, he come all the way under that guard and still made the play. How's that for athleticism, folks?
That's some good movement there, isn't it?
That's good feet.
He made a good play happen. 3rd down now and still about 9 for the Wildcats, as they're still just about just outside the 3-yard line. This time they run 2 receivers out to the left side. Quarterback, if he throws, is going to be throwing from his own end zone. Maroon Devils got a 4-man front. Quarterback keeps it around the left side, but again, maybe a yard, and that's going to be all. So now we're going to flip that field, Mike. They're going to be punting from their end zone.
You know, and now maybe when we see them decide they'll go after that punt, Gary.
That's it.
If they really want to change momentum.
Golden opportunity here.
Good opportunity for it.
James Miller is going to be punting, a sophomore, and he's kind of in the back of the end zone here. And you know what can happen when you're snapping the football. Bad snap. It rolls. He gets it away, though. Line drive punt. Bryce is going to see it hop, and he's not going to return it. We're going to get it at the 35-yard line. So we're going to get it in really good shape here on offense. First down at the 35-yard line. But, wow, we had a guy coming in who was putting heat on him. That was close.
That was one of those, had we rushed it on that snap the way we had been rushing it, that was a blocked punt.
Yeah, we'd have got him.
We decided we were going to look at a little return, so everybody eased up.
Yeah, and we saw that ball come back there on the ground, rolling on the bad snap. Fortunately, the punter was able to get it, and they kind of punt a line drive down the field. Here we go on offense. 1st and 10, 35. Twins out to the left side for Damian Lossy. Turns one way, goes the other, and hands off, and a nice run. Talk about outstanding effort with the football. There's Colby Taylor, who picked up 7 or 8 yards, most of that on his own.
Yeah, that was a good hard run right there, Gary. He was really churning his feet.
And Colby's got good size. He's 5'9", 195, the junior. So he's got enough power to make that kind of a run. And he made it happen. So now we're looking at 2nd down. They're going to call it about 2.5. 2nd and short here. Split backs again. And a whistle. Going to have a timeout on the field. As Coach Marr and Coach Blankenship want to look at the offense with 3:13 to play. We'll take a 30-second break down the line as well. And we'll be back on Maroon Devils up 7-0. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Back live on this Friday night, Maroon Devils with a timeout. We've got a second down and short coming up. We run to the left side, and I believe we've got the first down to the Andrews 23-yard line. Good blocking up front this time. Got Nolan Brown up front. We got Jacob Langston up front blocking. We've got big 66 over there, Colby Kirkland, and so some good blocks up front, Mike, on that play to give our back just enough room to run.
That's all he needed right there was that crease, and he exploited that.
Good running up front now in the backfield behind Damian. We've got Colby Taylor, and back there with him, of course, Bryce Sane. Got a man in motion. Damian keeps the football, runs to the left side, breaks a tackle. Still going down to the 16-yard line. Nice run by Damian as again, he's running down there, this time behind big Nick Millsaps and Nolan Brown.
Yeah, that was a good read right there. We blocked it well. He carried it out, turned it up. You know, that's been the nicest part, I think, this season, Gary, is to watch him develop that read, carrying it out to where he's a threat, but then also the pitch is a threat.
Yeah.
You know, years past, we've really struggled getting it all the way out to the pitch.
You're right. And he's maturing, and we saw some of that last week. He executed it well. Split backs again, penalty flag down. And it's going to be an offside against Andrews.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
Because nobody moved. It had to be a lineman issue.
Gage from the sideline sent him in. Yeah.
And boy, I tell you, coaches hate mental mistakes like that penalty right there, which is kind of a mental mistake. I mean, that drives coaches bananas.
That is, yeah, well, it's so hard to overcome because now they just move the sticks for us.
That's it. So now first down and 10. Maroon Devils just outside the 11-yard line. Damian trying to hand off, and he kind of gives Colby a little push when he hands off to him, and Colby moves the pile down to about the, we'll call it the 6-yard line. Second down and about, well, I don't think we can get a first down. Second down and goal to go from about the 6.
Colby must be very strong in the weight room. I mean, he really moves the pile with those hips and legs, just churning in there.
Well, you can see he's just from his pads. He's got some strong legs to give him that leg drive. This time they're going to block out there for Damian. Damian trying to turn the corner. Here comes that speed, and Andrews got through the blockers with that quickness over there. Spencer Bateman, 5'10", 140 pounds, but he's quick.
I tell you, when you get in that alignment right there, that's really the only thing you've got is the quarterback sweep. Now, if Coach Marr comes back off that with some sort of trap or some sort of motion, or maybe even he comes with a shuttle pass, then you keep them balanced up. You got to keep the defense honest. Right now they can just run. Whatever side that bunch is, that's where the football's going.
So now we're looking at third down and 4. Final seconds of the first half winding down. Time for a play, maybe 2. This time Twins on the left side. Oh, got a whistle. And timeout this time by Andrews. They didn't like what they saw. So, boy, I tell you what, this is where you don't want to have a bad alignment, do you, Mike? When you're down inside the 10-yard line, you want to make sure you got the right people in the right spot, because one guy in the wrong spot and you've got a touchdown.
You shoot yourself in the foot right there. You know, they obviously thought they were misaligned for what was coming. And I thought that maybe we were dragging our feet because we were a little unsure what we wanted to do. This is a great opportunity. We need to stick this one in.
That's it. No doubt about it. 36 seconds now to play before halftime. Maroon Devils up 7-0.
These are the kind of things that put your opponent, they put them in a place where they can't come back from sometimes.
So now Andrews, as we have it at the 6-yard line, third down. And now let's see what the play call is.
What would Coach Dietz have called back then, do you think, Gary? I think he'd have called 33.
I think that's a good possibility.
Now, Coach Steve Manley, who knows what he would have called. He's apt to call anything at any time.
Here we go. Got him lined up with a different look this time. Oh, got a penalty flag down. Damian runs it, and he's going to score. But there's a penalty flag down, or he got very close to the goal line. All right, we think we have a touchdown. But again, that flag may mess the whole thing up. And they're looking over here to the line judge. It is going to be a false start. Man, oh man.
Somebody got a little anxious.
Started just a tad early.
Well, They probably saw what we saw in the fact that the defensive didn't adjust to that and left us that edge.
So now third down. And the ball is now at the 11-yard line of Andrews. Third down from the 11. We still need about almost 10 yards to go.
Come on over.
So now Twins on the left side. Got single coverage over here as well. Damian rolls to that side, looking, got a man open in the end zone, fires, got it. Oh, there's the touchdown, and he was open. Gage Southard's down there, number 9, and Mike, just a well-designed play and well executed. We can see it all the way up here. They had single coverage, and they adjusted too late.
That's that little wrinkle we was talking about. That's looked like quarterback run the first 3 or 4 times we've done something similar. So for him to come off and to be able to throw that out, that was well executed. I thought he was going to wait too late and run him out of the end zone, trying to get his shoulder square.
Well, Gage was wide open back Andrews. And right now I believe, let's see, Andrews, if I'm reading that scoreboard right, 1 timeout left before halftime. But the way it's going to go, Mike, it's going to be an interesting second half. See which team makes the adjustments. What we see in the second half.
See who comes back with some enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's it. Come back out and get after it. Now getting ready. The kickoff is going to be Hunter Call. And they've got 5 guys up close. And Hunter kicks it high. Not a bad kick. Not bad. Back to the 12-yard line. Bringing it back is number 12, and we know he's quick, Gage Gillespie, but he runs out of room at the 31-yard line, and they have time for maybe 1, maybe 2 more plays at most before halftime.
Well, we know Andrews has had a tough time throwing the football thus far.
And now we've got a new player in the backfield, and that's a big back, 5'10", 215-pound Maquis Smith, a junior, 44. We haven't seen him much tonight, so he's going to line up over here, strong side right.
Unbalanced line.
And now we've got.
Do you normally see an unbalanced line with 15 seconds to go?
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting
scenario,
isn't
it?
Yeah. So Andrew's still not sure about their alignment. They call the timeout. That's their final timeout. But I'm not even sure they were real comfortable with what that unbalanced line looked like. So. And we'll see if they come back to that. But again, they brought in 44, some extra beef up there. But it's going to be interesting to see if they come back with that or do something different before halftime. And it's interesting too to see what our Maroon Devils will bring on defense here. So now they're going to stay with 44. Let's see if they put it back on the unbalanced side of the line, and it looks like they will. So yeah, you talk about an unbalanced line. Holy cow, they've got 4 or 5 guys on the right hand side of the center. And they run to that side. That's where the numbers are. They still can't block us. We do an outstanding job penetrating. 52, Charlie Lambert, and a whole host of Maroon Devils in there. Nolan Brown is in there. Also 54 is in there again. That's Thomas Allen as the first half comes to an end. So, Mike, even with all those blockers over there on the right side of that unbalanced line, they still couldn't block us.
And that speaks to the fact that our kids, when they make their mind up, they'll just go ahead and go get them.
Oh, no doubt about it. Man, stay tuned. Right now we go to halftime, 14-0. Maroon Devils in the lead, and we'll be back with a lot more football, so keep it right here. We'll be back after this 2-minute break right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle.
I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. We're going to make a radio announcer out of that Michael Watson yet. I tell you what, we appreciate him and all the good support he gives us here on the Maroon Devils Network with a Player of the Week, and we've had some outstanding Player of the Week winners. Of course, this past week, our quarterback who did an outstanding job at Cherokee, Damian Lossey, our sophomore, and so deserving with his effort last week in that big win over the Cherokee Braves. Our score at halftime, right now, the Maroon Devils on top 14-0 over the Andrews Wildcats in what was a hard-fought first half. Both teams got after it. Both teams had some good plays, made some good plays. We saw some excitement from both sides of the football. A couple of other scores. Rosman leading Cherokee by a score of 9-7. That one is a little bit of a surprise. I don't mind telling you late in the first half in that game. Robbinsville over Hayesville right now 21-3 in the other Smoky Mountain Conference contest. The Murphy Bulldogs have a night off tonight, so they're not playing here tonight. But stay with us. We have a lot more football coming up, and we'll return after kickoff right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Good afternoon. For the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've come to you from various locations around Swain County schools to show you some of the ideas that we have for improvements to our schools and to our transportation routes and some of the needs that we have because of that. Now, obviously, one of the reasons that we're doing that is because we want for you to understand that the referendum that's coming up is a need issue, and we want to show you how we are planning to use that money. Now, today, I'm coming to you from West Elementary, and I'm standing in front of one of the most recent additions that we have made in Swain County, and I use the word recent a little bit loosely because the addition here at West Elementary that's behind me has probably been here between 5, 7, 8 years now. So it's not really that recent, but as far as the school system is concerned, it's pretty new. I want to take you inside, and I want to show you some of the things that this addition has inside that we're able to provide for our students. So why don't you come with me? Let's go look at some new things. And so now we're inside of that new building that's been here probably 7 or 8 years. I want you to come into a class and meet some of my friends. This is Miss Marr's classroom, and they're studying science today, and I asked them if I could interrupt them and give them a little economics lessons. So why don't you guys come up here with me at this table. And let me show you something. So in my pocket is some money. I can't give it away, okay? Because I have to use it for a trip that I'm getting ready to take. So I need to hang on to it and make it go as far as I can. We have to do the same thing in the school system. See these envelopes? Now, these are empty, all right? But let's just pretend they're not. Let's pretend that someone has given us money to put into this one, and it's enough money for us to pay for all of our teachers' salaries. Because as much as they love you, they have to have money to live on, just like all of us, right? Okay, here's another envelope. And let's pretend that this is all of the money that's given to us so that we can buy you books, so that we can buy you computers, so that we can buy you stuff to work with, like the magnets that you're using in class today, okay? So this is teachers, and this is students and their stuff. Now, this one is for things like buses. How many of y'all ride a bus to school? Okay? So we have to have money so that we can run the buses and pay for them, and they're not cheap. And you know how much it costs to buy gasoline at the service station, right? The gas station? Okay. Now, here's one more, and this pays for buildings and desks and all of the stuff that we use that's big stuff. Not buses, but big stuff, okay? Now, we get money for each of those, but we don't always get enough money to pay for each of those. So some people, like our county commissioners and some other people, give us money that we can use in different places. And so when we don't have enough money to pay, which one was the buses? This one? Okay. So when we don't have enough money to pay for all of the gasoline, the diesel fuel, we take some money out of this envelope and we put it in this one. And whenever we need new desks and we don't have any more money in here, we take some money out of this and we put it in this one. You got it? And when you need new stuff to use in class and we don't have enough money in here, what do?
Take some out of here.
Take some out and put it in there. Now, what happens whenever there's no money left in here and there's no money left in here? Well, sometimes people will donate money. That's exactly right. But if we don't even get enough donations, what we have to do is to go somewhere else, and that's called the bank. So like this building that you're in, this building cost way over $1 million. Did you know that? Way over $1 million. And so we went to the bank and we said, can we take some money out of your bank and put it in this one so that we can pay for the building? And they gave us some money, but guess what we have to do now? We have to pay them back.
Which is debt.
That's debt. This is the debt we have. And we can't put any more writing on this page. So what we have to do is to find a way to have enough money to put back in our envelope so that we can take care of some things, especially this one. And that's how come we need a 1/4-cent sales tax. So your parents may be talking about it. Some other people in the county are talking about it. But if we can put more money in here, then it means I can do more stuff here, like buy desks and build new buildings and do other things like that. So, what's this one?
Teachers.
What's this one?
Students.
What's this one?
Buses.
What's this one?
Buildings.
What's this one?
Donations.
Money, donations, that's exactly right. And what's this one?
The bank.
And I want to stay out of the bank. All right? Do you understand how the school works now? You guys are great students. Give yourself a hand. Well done. Thank you all. Now go back and learn some more about science. Go.
Thanks for TV Network.
Thank you all. Hope that helped you. God bless and have a great afternoon.
Hello, this is Vicki Davis, principal at West Elementary School. I'd like to tell you how important it is for us as citizens to exercise our right to vote. It's important as parents, teachers, and administrators to model good, responsible citizenship for our students. If you're not already registered to vote, I would encourage you to register before the general election on November 6th. However, the deadline for registering to vote is actually Friday, October 12th. For your convenience, we will have registration forms here in the office at West Elementary School. I would encourage you to also have a discussion with your child about the importance of voting. If it's possible, actually even take them with you when you go vote. When your children see you vote, they begin to understand that voting isn't just a right. It's a duty we owe to our democracy. Thank you. Have a great day.
At Swain County Schools, we take the safety and well-being of our students very seriously. As part of our safety plan, we've added a new anonymous alerts app that allows our students and our community to report anonymously anything that they feel is out of place, out of touch, or wrong. So it's really simple to do. All you have to do is go to your app store on your phone, doesn't matter which phone type you've got, and search for anonymous alerts. Once that comes up, the app is free of charge. Download it. Once you've done that and started, it'll ask for an activation code. That activation code is Swain
Hello,
CS.
this is Vicki Davis, principal at West Elementary School. I'd like to tell you.
Report it.
Hello, I'm Tricia Chapman, the director here at Bright Adventures Pre-K. Right now our students are getting up from their rest and their teachers are finishing up lesson plans for next week. They're going to be studying fallen apples. But here in a few weeks, they're going to be studying America. They're going to learn about bald eagles and the American flag and what it means to vote. You can help us with this by making sure that you're registered to vote, even as preschoolers are learning about being a part of their community. So make sure you're registered. Registration closes on October 12th. You can even pick up a form here at Pre-K and then talk to your child about what it means to vote when you go to vote in the general election this November the 6th. Thank you.
Hello, this is Brandon Sutton, principal of Swain Middle School. I'd like to tell you how important it is for us as citizens to exercise our right to vote. It is important for parents, teachers, and administrators to model good, responsible citizenship for our students. If you're not already registered to vote, I encourage you to register before the general election on November 6th. The deadline to register, Friday, October 12th, is quickly approaching. For your convenience, Swain Middle School will have registration forms in the office. We also have a drop box where you can drop those registration forms off, and we will deliver them to the Board of Election. I encourage you to have a discussion with your child about the importance of voting. Voting isn't just a right, it is our duty that we owe our democracy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Evan Clapsaddle, and I'd like to talk with you about the importance of voting. It is critical that as citizens in this democracy, we let our voice be heard about who represents us. I encourage you to register to vote if you haven't already. The deadline to register is October 12th. As long as you're 18 on or before Election Day, you can register to vote. Just make sure you don't miss that deadline. It is critical that we teach our children the importance of voting and to be better citizens. If you haven't registered to vote, you can pick up a registration at any school in Swain County and also turn in that registration form at our schools. We will make sure that your form is turned into the Board of Elections in time to be registered to vote. Thank you.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. 2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Sonia Blankenship. I'm the principal at Swain County High School and just wanted to talk to you guys today about registering to vote. As models for our young folks, we wanted to encourage you to go out and make sure that you're registered to vote. We're also going to encourage our own students here who are 18 to get out and vote. We're going to make it as easy as possible for you. We have registration forms here at the school. You can fill them out, drop them off. We have a box and we'll take care of the rest. Just want to encourage you to get this done. The deadline for this is Friday, October the 12th. So come on out, help us out, get registered to vote, and do your civic duty. Thank you.
This is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Back live on a Friday night, just in time to see the Andrews Wildcats kick it off to our Maroon Devils as we get the football first to open things up here. And what should be an interesting second half. We saw a 14-0 Maroon Devil halftime lead as Bryce Sane will take it at the 16, back to the 20, 25, 30, 35, spins away out across the 40-yard line. Bryce Sane, outstanding return. And you know, so many times this year, guys, we've seen teams kick it away from Bryce Sane. They don't want him to return the football. And, Mike, that's exactly why.
That's exactly why. All you got to do is just give him a little crease and he can make something happen.
And he's such a dangerous return man. It's so easy to understand why people don't want him to bring the football back. By the way, at halftime, we heard from all our principals around Swain County about registering to vote. Well, guess what? Next Friday is the deadline. Please register to vote next week here in Swain County. Handoff right side is going to be Bryce. He gets the football 2 times in a row on the kickoff and on the run just outside across the 45-yard line. And, you know, Bryce is a workhorse, plays offense and defense and special teams, but his legs never stop churning.
He's a tough little nut, isn't he?
He is. He's not the biggest guy on the field. He's 5'6", 160, but he's got really quick feet. Now let's see what we can do offensively. We bring twins out to the left side. This time it's going to be Robert Green along with Jesse Waldrop as we're going to line up Damian back in the gun. Got a back right beside him. And he's going to fake the handoff to Bryce. And this time Damian runs to the right side, breaks a tackle out across midfield, down the sideline. Good, strong running by our player of the week, Damian Lossey, our sophomore quarterback. And that was a lot of want to, Mike, as he broke that tackle at the line of scrimmage and turned a short gain into a whole lot more.
That was a really good play, but he certainly had to break that one tackle. That D lineman read that well.
He really did. Good play again by Damian to make that happen because he got hit pretty quick up on the line of scrimmage. Now out to the 42-yard line. Maroon Devils with twins out to the left side. One back in the backfield. Damian under center this time. He turns, fakes one way, goes the other on a counter, and there's looks like Colby Taylor down to the 35-yard line. Big gain on the play of about 7 or 8 yards as outstanding line surge that time, Mike. We saw Nolan Brown leading the way, but just a good offensive line job.
We talked about that at the half, Gary. We wanted to see who was going to come back out and bring some enthusiasm, some energy back to the field with them. Looks like our guys have come ready to set the tone.
Our offensive line did a good job controlling tempo that time. This time flipping to the right side for the Maroon Devils is going to be Jacob Langston. Backs right behind Damian under center. As he turns and hands off, we run right over the A-gap, and nice work up front as that should be enough for the first down. Down at the 31-yard line, the stick should move. First down and 10-20 to play here early in the third quarter. And nothing fancy about that one, but just good work.
Oh, did we?
Just right beside the center now with 10-15 and counting. This time we got twins out to the left side. As jumping over here is going to be Hunter Call and Jesse Waldrop. But this time Damian is going to run the football himself. He faked the handoff into the line of scrimmage and runs down to the 26-yard line. Good call by Damian Lossy up at the line of scrimmage. And this is kind of what we've seen so many times in the past, Mike. Good ground control offense, running that clock and controlling play right now.
You know, what do they call it on TV, Gary? Staying ahead of the sticks.
That's it.
You know, we've done that for 40 years around here, and these kids are finally starting to get there where they understand that positive yardage every snap is how we're going to be successful.
And that's what we're doing right now. Damian wants to throw down the middle, got his man. He's down inside the 5-yard line. Good pass and catch down there with Jesse Waldrop on the receiving end. First down and goal, Maroon Devils. Nice pass.
That was really crisp, wasn't it?
It really was. You run, and bang.
And he put it right on him, too.
Good throw and good catch down there. All of a sudden, now Andrews with their back against the wall at the 5. First down and goal. Bryce Sane will stay in the backfield. Damian Lossy will this time be in the gun. We've seen this lineup before, as we saw it last time we were down inside the red zone. Also over there is going to be Hunter Burrell, and he blocks and leads the way for Damian, who runs down inside the 2-yard line. He ran right behind Hunter Burrell.
And that thing's set up for a quarterback run, and he just gets to pick him a crease or an alley and just explode into it.
So now we get about 3. Second down and goal to go from the 2-yard line. We've had the football now for 3.5 minutes basically on the opening drive here. And that's what Maroon Devil football is about, as we run one receiver wide to the right side. Everybody else in tight on the split backs. Damian under center this time. We try to run it to the left side. We got about a yard at least. Did we get in? Yes, we did. Touchdown, Maroon Devils. I wasn't sure if we did, but there's Colby Taylor. He got just enough to break that plane.
Just enough to break it. You know, that's the only problem when you get foot to foot like we were out there, is it brings all those defenders into the box with you. It makes it awfully hard to create a running seam. So now you have to bulldoze them backward.
That's it. There is no seam to run through, is it?
Absolutely not.
Just got to, as you said, just go at it from the bulldozer aspect. Hunter Call, can't make the snap, and Hunter Call picks it up, tries to run around the left side, and he's not going to make it in, but we had some problems with the snap and hold, and now it's going to be a 20-0 Maroon Devil lead with 8:20 to play. So our Maroon Devils take it right down the field, outstanding drive, and punch it in on the run by Colby Taylor. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back here on a Friday night. Glad to be with you on the Maroon Devils Network. Here comes the Maroon Devil kickoff at the 26 is where the Wildcats will try to bring it back. Running to the right side. Some good quickness. Can we cut him down at the corner? And there we go. We get him down on the sideline. And there's going to be no flag. There's a little pushing and shoving over here on the sideline. But there's no penalty flag. And all is well. And it's going to be Andrews, though, an outstanding field position here, Mike, is they're going to spot it at the 42-yard line, so they had a good run back over there by Cody Mathis, their senior wide receiver.
That little chili dip kick that we were using right now, it lends itself to their right to left speed.
And they have some speed on this Andrews team. This time they're going to run one wide left, one wide right. Quarterback back in the gun. He's going to run it himself right up the gut, and he's in the secondary, and he's got a first down, and he was only a couple of tackles away from breaking that one. Coming up with a big tackle over there. Looked like was Robert Green. He grabbed him by the ankles, but Mike, that quarterback was almost gone.
He was a shoestring away from a touchdown right there, Gary.
And he found his seam, and apparently he saw something on the defense that he thought he could exploit, and he did.
They got a really good push on us that time.
They really did. Now at the Maroon Devil 43-yard line, first down and 10. Got the wings set over here on the right side. They moved a little bit early. Moved a little bit over here on the right side, so that should back Andrews up 5. And they've had a couple of those tonight. So that tells you, hey, they're coming out eager on offense as well, too, kind of like our guys did, pumped up on offense. It looks like their guys are fired up, too.
I don't think they're ready to quit just yet, Gary.
No, we got to stay after them as they're trying to get right back in this game. They still have a goose egg on their side of the scoreboard as we lead 20-0. Twins left side. Got a wing over here on the right side, right behind. They're tied in, and they did it again. Wow, for the second time in a row, another false start. And boy, I tell you, this is going to make James Phillips crazy down on the sideline. Another mental mistake with that false start. And it just, they came out with that great momentum. And when you have two penalties back-to-back, talk about something that'll just take your momentum right out and throw it out the window.
Deflates you right there because now you're well behind the sticks and, you don't have a 1st and 20 play.
That's it. First down and 20. Kind of the same set over here. This time they're going to try to run to the right side. They cut it back inside, and this time a good gang tackle over here. Chase Hughes over here helping out on the tackle along with Jesse Waldrop. And also coming up is Daniel Ammon, so we got to him pretty quick.
That was really good linebacker play, defensive flow right there.
And that's what we're seeing here tonight, Mike. We've really got to play those linebackers side to side a lot because they like to run it out here. They run a lot between the gaps, but then they like to pop it outside. Twins on the left side now. Second down. Same set as we saw last time. Long count. The left guard looked like he moved, but no penalty flag. This time they hand off, and boy, there's no gap there at all. Hunter Burrell coming up with a big shoulder pad. Also in there again is 54 doing a good job, as we've called his name all season, Thomas Allen. And they have a player down holding his left arm. And again, we have 3 players of our own over on the sideline who aren't playing tonight. And so the Wildcats will take time out and work on their injured player. We'll take a break down the line with 6:10 to play. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independent.
Hunter Rickett, the injured Andrews Wildcat, he's going to be okay. They want to throw. They get away from the blitz, and they run to the right side. The quarterback, again, not the biggest guy on the field. We're talking about Tucker Holloway, 6'2", 150, but he has quick feet, and he knows how to make guys miss, as we saw on that play, Mike, as he turns in almost a loss into a gain.
Yeah, that was a really good play by him. Individual effort was very stout.
So now let's see if we can slow down the Andrews Wildcats. They've had a good drive going here. They've had a couple of penalties that really slowed down their drive with 5:18 to play and a 20-0 Maroon Devil lead.
It's loaded with the wing over
And this time they got twins over on the right side, that wing on the right side. We've seen that a lot on this drive. Their opening drive, they line up that wing right out. We got a loose football, and I think we might have it. Right there is 47 again, Jacob Langston. I think he's got it. Will the referee agree? I believe we should get the football, but and now the officials are going to agree. Maroon Devils first down and 10. Jacob Langston on the spot. That was good defensive penetration.
That was great hustle right there, Gary. Be in the right place at the right time.
And Jacob's one of those guys we've talked about a whole lot this year. Number 47, he's a 6'2 junior. And he plays hard all night at that tight end and defensive end spot. This time we bring a wing over on the left side. This time Lossy, option. He's going to turn and run and hang on to the football as he crosses the 45. A little hesitation there, and that hesitation just enough to kind of freeze their linebackers.
Well, they wasn't really sure what was going to happen. Was he going to run? Was he going to pitch?
Boy, he made him think, didn't he?
Golly darn. Of course, the only problem with that is the whole time he's doing that, there's red hats headed his way.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if he knew what he was going to do on that play.
I'm not sure either.
He was thinking, but good decision by Damien as he crosses the 45 to the 46. Second down, we need a long 4:24 to play, third quarter. And our Maroon Devils with a 20-0 lead here at Andrews on a Friday night. We'll be back at home next Friday with Rosman at the Swain County Memorial Stadium. Damien fakes the handoff up the gut, right up the A gap, and he's into the secondary down to the 33-yard line. Outstanding run. Almost looked like almost a quarterback draw play there, Mike, as he really had Andrews off balance. Just a great push right up the middle from Damien.
That poor D lineman ran right by him. He faked him out that bad, Gary.
He did. I mean, he just missed it. No doubt about it. And
of course, now in his defense, it did look like he put the ball in the back's belly.
Yeah, it was an outstanding fake. And then he just hesitated just enough and took off. Again, great timing by Lossy. This time he is going to hand off. It's going to be Bryce cutting back inside as he is down inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. It's going to bring up second down at about 6. 3:27 to play. Another great time-consuming, ball control, grinded out offensive drive.
We have consumed this third quarter, have we not?
With the third quarter has belonged to the Maroon Devils. Getting it done with the offensive football. Now rolling to the right side. It's going to be Jacob Waldrop and Hunter Call. Got a wing over on the left side with Colby Taylor over here. Damien's going to be back in the gun with a 5-man Andrews front. He fakes the handoff. Another big hole again. He cuts inside, and he's down inside the 15-yard line. And right now, with his play faking, Andrews is biting just about every time over there, Mike, and he's taking full advantage of it.
Well, we done such a good job setting that up the first half, running those plays just over and over from this formation and that formation, that defense has seen the ball go there repeatedly. And now he's just reading that down lineman.
So now they're not sure what's coming at him. Andrews, 4 men up front, handing off to the left side. Bryce Sane cuts it back inside, ran out of room, and he's going to go down at the 14-yard line. Just ran out of real estate over here on the sideline. But Andrews did a pretty good job stringing that play all the way over.
That was one of those times he gave up on his blocks a little too soon, got impatient on him. The crease showed up, but he was already past it.
Yeah. So now it's going to bring up, let's see, they're going to spot the football at the 13. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. We have a second down coming up, and we still need almost 9. Split backs. Oh, check that. Damien's going to be back in the gun as he is going to fake to Bryce, and he runs again, runs hard. He's hit hard this time down at the 8-yard line. He took a pretty good look down there from 55. That's Xavier Rattler, a 245-pound linebacker, hit him hard from the side. And we've seen some pretty good hits out there, Mike. Both teams not afraid to be physical.
No, sir. They are absolutely going to trade the plastic.
This time wide right, we're going to have Robert Green and Jesse Waldrop. This time Damien is under center. Strong side right with the split backs. Hands off. It's going to be, looks like Colby Taylor, and he's close to a touchdown. Colby down inside the 1-yard line. Outstanding run. And Damien is right now running this offense
to perfection.
It is really clicking.
Very, very smooth right now.
And that's a continuation, I think, of what we saw last week. It's just really good play faking, knowing when to put that ball in the belly, knowing when to pull it back, and knowing when he takes off with it.
Well, as he matures, he has a better understanding.
This time Colby goes in. No problem in the end zone after getting the handoff from Damien right over right side. Under a minute to play. Colby in the end zone, and our Maroon Devils, with that score, take a 26-0 lead over the Wildcats. And as you said it so well, Mike, the Maroon Devils have owned this third quarter. I mean, just under a minute to play. Andrews has had it, I think, one time this whole quarter.
Yes, sir. And that's so important for the fact that you want to go ahead and just try to break your opponent's will.
Damien rolling to the right side, running out of time, penalty flag down, probably a hold. He's going to tuck it and run. He couldn't find anybody open, and so it's probably going to be against us anyway as he rolled over there, and guys are trying to block and give him more time.
Well, maybe that's the next part of his maturation there, as he understands I don't need to run myself all the way to the sideline because now I've limited my choices.
Yep. He runs out of room over there, and let's see what the final decision is.
Great.
Well, let's see. Well, the referee has the football, and he's marking it off back to the about the 18, 19-yard line. So it is a holding call. So now they're going to try to make us run the extra point conversion again, and obviously we're going to go for two this far back. I mean, this would be like a 35-yard field goal or extra point.
I must have missed the signal that we scored that. Why else would they not just decline the penalty and move forward?
That's an outstanding question. So now for the 2-point conversion, throwing it up down in the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. We've got some bumping down there between the receiver and the defender. Let's see who's going to be guilty of some interference down there. We're trying to get the ball down there to, looks like Jacob Langston coming off the tight end spot. But this whole scenario is
very bizarre, is it not, Gary?
It's really confusing. I couldn't understand. Hey, decline it. 2 points don't count. Kick it off.
This is wild, folks.
So I haven't seen this kind of a scenario on a conversion situation maybe ever. So now the ball is going to be spotted at the 9-yard line, and we'll try to go for two for the third time. I don't get it.
Maybe this is that third time's the charm thing I always heard about when I was a child.
Here we go. We line him up. Power side right. Damien rolling right. Now he rolls back to his left. Now he steps up. Now he has pressure. He's in the grasp. Now he tosses it, and they're all over the guy we tossed it to. So there's no flag this time. So finally, after the third attempt, the 2-point conversion is over. And with 52 seconds to play, we'll go to a kickoff. Oh, boy. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Back on a Friday night, Hunter called another good kickoff, his second in a row off the hands of their kickoff man. His knee is on the ground down at the 15-yard line. He jumped up and started to take off, but his knee had already hit the ground on that one, Mike. So I guess he's been watching too many NFL games where you can do that. So I don't know.
Maybe that's just some more of that bizarre play we just watched on that conversion.
I can't understand why they didn't decline it, which eliminates any possibility, but they actually gave us 2 more chances.
Absolutely. I don't know.
That one, you got me on that one. I'm no genius, but that one got me. I didn't understand that. But here we go. Wildcats back with the football at the 16-yard line. Twins out to the right side. Here they go with that wing on the right side again. They've been running this set a lot here in the third quarter. This time they run to the left side. Got some positive yardage this time out across the 20-yard line before we come up on the tackle over there again. That's Charlie Lambert. And Charlie is another player who has been getting better week by week.
Week by week, he keeps showing improvement. There are times that he looks very, very good.
He does. And he seems to be in on a lot of plays. He has a good nose for the football. He always seems to be around the football.
Yes, sir. He has a very good nose. If he can just slow down a little bit, sometimes he runs himself out of the play.
Here they throw down the middle, and it's going to be complete and dropped, and it's going to be picked up. Will they call it incomplete? I think they will, but we're going to run it back. Good run back by Jesse Waldrop. He picked the football up, ran it back, but I think this official back here is going to call it incomplete back at the 35-yard line. I think that's going to be the call. So what could have been a football?
Oh, I think he's going to call him down right there with a complete pass, Gary.
Oh, my goodness. That could be true.
Holy smokes.
That'd give Andrews a big first down instead of our ball.
That'd be a huge play for them.
We already had the football, White.
So Chase Hughes shaking his head. He disagrees. And now, anytime you get the officials together in a committee meeting, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that can go really badly. Very fast. Coach B's over there about to have a stroke.
Oh, yeah, he's not agreeing with this at all. I really thought it should be incomplete, but again, that's just my initial look at the play.
Well, they're going to spot the football right there, and I don't know who has it, but that fella's spotting the football right there.
I would say that's going to mean they're going to call it a complete pass down at the 36-yard line for Andrews.
I think so, Gary.
Which would be a first down for the Wildcats. But now they may be saying, hey, the ground caused the fumble. We did pick it up. We did run it back. Well, now we've got some different faces coming on.
That looks like our defense.
Now they've changed their mind. Now they're going to say it's our ball, but it's down at the 36. But
Coach Phillips is going crazy now.
Oh, he is really unhappy with that. Really unhappy with that call. Oh, boy. And I could see why both coaches were angry.
Well, yeah, because there was far too much confusion right there. They needed to be decisive with that decision and get moving.
And before you know it, we're going to have instant replay at the high school level.
I guess so.
It's already at all the college booths. So here we go. Maroon Devils with a first down. We get a break here. It is first down. Damian wants to throw. Oh, over the head of his man over there, Jesse Waldrop. He had a little swing pass going, but overthrew him. But so now first it's going to bring up second down and 10 from the 36. So so the Andrews Wildcats right now with too many men on the field, and the officials are not seeing it. Now they're saying one man go off the field, but they ran a play, the previous play, with too many players. And they don't even call it.
Oh, my gracious, Gary. I really wish that we could just focus on some football and let's get playing.
That's it.
Let these officials get out of the way. Come on, guys.
That's it. They need to get out of the way, but, boy, they let them play with 12 players that last play.
They sure did.
Because the one player came off right in front of everybody.
Well, they broke the huddle on the second play with 12. That's supposed to be a penalty right there.
Exactly. Here we go. Fake to the left side. Damian runs in traffic, weaving his way down inside the 25-yard line. That's a Maroon Devil first down, and that's some nice running by Damian Lossy. He was just weaving his way through traffic. That's some outstanding
That's
running.
what we were talking about earlier, being patient with your block and trying to let things settle and set up. That color shows up in front of him, and he cuts off of it.
Did a good job. That's the end of the third quarter. Our Maroon Devils with a 26-0 lead in a chaotic night here at Andrews High School. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on the Maroon Devils Network, and also thanks Brandon Dehart and the folks at WBHN 94.1 FM and 1590 AM. If you're listening in on radio here tonight, and we have a better Wi-Fi signal, we think, here tonight, which allows us to have a good night broadcasting. I know last week we had everything from a false alarm fire to Wi-Fi signal issues, and you name it, up in Cherokee. This time Bryce Sane tries to cut it outside and is going to be tackled down at the 19-yard line. Got a penalty flag down on the play. Mike, is he was kind of waiting for his blocker down there. We saw him down there, big 66, Colby Kirkland, waited for him, then he cut it outside, but Andrews was there.
Yeah, there wasn't a running lane out there for him at all. Not at all.
Nope. He is so quick, but he was patient, tried to wait for that block, and in the meantime, Andrews covered the play very well.
Well, again, when we run side to side, they can play with us there.
They have good quickness. So now they're going to spot the football at the 28-yard line. That's going to bring up a first down and about 15. Just underway in the fourth quarter with the Maroon Devils up 26-0. Damian back in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to the right side. And again, Andrews is in the backfield quickly. This time penetrating is going to be 35. Sam Wood, their defensive end over there.
I think he just out-quicked us on that one, Gary.
He had a good angle and got
through. He pushed upfield, and we never recovered.
So now the Wildcats trying to slow us down. We really dominated third quarter play. Our Maroon Devils, can we continue and dominate this fourth quarter as we bring twins out to the left side this time with Hunter Call and Gage Southers. Tight end right. Got a wing on the left side for Damian. Bryce Sane right beside him. Bad snap. Damian picks it up. Oh, he still hadn't got it. Now he picks it up. Now he takes off and runs. Got some room down to the 24-yard line. So that is just making, chicken salad out of you-know-what on that one. Third down and 9. He finally got the ball and just took off in the nick of time there, Mike.
Great heavenly day.
Wow.
This guy, you don't really know where he's going or what he's doing, but he's making things happen now.
He's making plays. The good thing is the defense doesn't know either, doesn't it?
Absolutely. He takes something that's terrible and he makes something great out of it.
He has good quick feet and seems like good instincts with the football in his hands. He rolls to the left side, wants to throw. Will he tuck it and run? He throws it at the last second, got his man down the left sideline, knocked out of bounds, down inside the 10-yard line. Good pitch and catch down there on the sideline and that was just that was good patience over there by Damian Lossy, Mike.
He took his time with that one, Gary, and didn't run himself too wide. He kept his angle and his relationship there and was able to deliver a solid pass.
Good job over there. Looks like he got it in the hands over there of Hunter Call, number 8, over there on the far sideline. And just waited until he could get that ball just over the defender's head and had a good angle on it.
Oh, Hunter's been a good surprise.
He has.
He's a weapon all the time.
He is, 6'1" senior. And he lines up over on the right side this time. Way over here on the right. We run to the left and get a couple of yards over there on the left side. But again, our Maroon Devils just keep moving the sticks, Mike. You talked about that earlier, and stay ahead of the chains here.
Gotta have those 3 or 4 positive yards if we can every snap.
So now that's going to bring up a second down, and we still need about 6. 9:23 to play here with a 26-0 Maroon Devil lead. Got a receiver wide on each side. Split backs this time behind Damian. Strong side right. We run to the right. There's Colby Taylor banging heads in there with those red helmets. And he's going to be knocked down about the 6, maybe. Well, let's see where they're going to spot it. One guy says about the 6 or 7. One guy says about the 5. And we got a pretty good spot there, about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he finished strong right there, considering he ran into a wall of red shirts.
He did. You know, Andrews has really been trying to play physical up front. They're making us work. All right, we got single coverage again over here on the right side, man-to-man. Tight end, strong side right, but again, man-to-man coverage on the right side. Damian Lossie runs into the end zone, touchdown. Maroon Devils now with 8:31 to play with a 32-0 lead. And Mike, and that's that could be the straw that broke the Wildcats' back, because when you're in this kind of hole, it's tough.
That's tough to dig out. It's tough to make your mind up.
It is.
And that's the thing, is you got to get kids to believe that we can score that many points pretty quickly.
And now we got one more man coming on. We were a man short on the right side. This time, good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it looks good too. And no, they're saying it's not going to be good. It's wide. So our extra point has been an adventure a couple of times tonight. And we go to a timeout with 8:31 to play in the ball game. But our Maroon Devils in control, 32-0. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Back live on a Friday night, our favorite place to be, and that's watching Maroon Devil football. And we hope you're able to watch it here on the Maroon Devils Network, if not listening by radio, so you can follow right along with the fun we're having. And I tell you what, when you're in the lead 32-0, it makes it a whole lot more fun, as there's another good kick. This one all the way back to the 6-yard line by Hunter Call, who's had 3 really good kicks, but they get open on the sideline. We finally pin him over there, as that's Zach Shepard with a very good run back. But we've seen some pretty good kicks from Hunter here in the second half, Mike.
Well, that was a really good kick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that maybe it didn't surprise his coverage team.
Yeah, because they had to go all the way back to the 5-yard line, and you just can't get much better than that. Of course, we were spoiled, I think, back in the day when we had those Zimmerman boys who could kick it from here to Murphy, I think.
Yeah, that was a luxury.
Oh, they just were extremely gifted athletes and really good people as well. Here comes Andrews now with the football in the fourth quarter, as the quarterback tries to run to the right side, and nobody's going to let him run to the right side, especially over there. Big number 47, Jacob Langston. And we call his number a lot.
He continues to be dominant. I don't know another word to use aside from just dominant. You're not going to fool him a whole bunch. You're not going to knock him down. He's going to make play after play after play.
And he's over there on that left side of that defensive line, lining up at that defensive end spot. And he does. He holds his ground. He knows how to read the blocks. And there he is again as he cuts the play back inside, and he gets some help coming up inside this time is big 54 Thomas Allen and gang. And I hope some of our defensive linemen can get a rest. I know one of those in there, Chase Hughes in there. But big Nolan Brown's still in there plugging holes.
Hey, old Chase, he went right under that guard again and made the play again.
That's tough to do, isn't it?
blame near impossible. You know, every time I've seen it done, the coach will give you a minus, and you still made the play.
That's just good athleticism there. Maroon Devils now kind of a 4-3 look on defense. 3 linebackers right behind our front 4. Here comes the blitz right up the gut, and got a whistle. We might have blitzed too quick. We were coming right up that A gap, right beside the center, as Charlie Lambert was coming with a full head of steam too.
It's interesting how Andrews, they'll widen their splits when they want to throw the football, and then when they're going to run it, they'll tighten it right back down. I don't understand that because it gives you more space to have to offend or to block.
Right, that to me just seems like the opposite of what you normally want to do. But I tell you, there are a lot greater football minds than mine down on these sidelines.
Oh, absolutely. They know a whole lot more about it than I do.
But I'm with you, Mike. I totally understand what you're saying. Now our Maroon Devils going with what Coach White used to call that wolf front up front, that three linemen. Oh, they drop the snap. Now they pick it up. The quarterback rolls, fires. Going to be way short. Pass is going to be incomplete. And the Wildcats are struggling here with 4th down coming up in 6.5 minutes to play. They're going to punt it back.
Yeah, that's not really who they are on offense. As far as that, let's get some receivers out in routes and throw it around. That's not where they're comfortable, obviously.
No, Tucker Holloway on the season, their quarterback, has had some success. He's 33 of 80 on the year, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for a total of 551 yards passing. Their best running back, Landon White, 547 yards running, number 2. And number 3, Zach Shepard, has 380 on the rush. Oh, line drive, low kick, and we pick it up, and we may take it all the way back for a touchdown. There's Jesse Waldrop. It hit somebody in the back, Mike. It was a low line drive. Jesse was there, picked it up, and scores.
Incredible. That right there, I think, epitomizes what we've seen with our special team play tonight.
They've been around the football, haven't they?
All night long, yes, sir. But we talked about that before the night was over, we felt like we'd get something really special off that punt block.
And that was outstanding, and we got that one blocked. And again, Jesse Waldrop picks it up and scores. And now for the point after. This one is up, and this one is good with 6:20 to go. And our Maroon Devils are now really, really in control with a 39-0 lead over these Andrews Wildcats. And you know, now Andrews it's tough to stay 100% motivated when you're in this kind of hole.
Absolutely, Gary. You know, Coach Marr used to talk about don't get your dauber down.
Right.
Yeah, and the Coach Marr would be Bob Marr, of course. That's my Coach Marr.
And what a great coach he was.
Oh, he was incredible. You know, we were spoiled there too. You go from Bob Marr to Billy Jenkins, and you're spoiled. But he'd talk about that. Don't get your dauber down because good things happen when you keep working. But that is so hard for young men when they're in such a hole.
Yeah. And
they know what they're good at and what they struggle with, and they know that throwing it around is not really their game.
You're right, but we were spoiled when you look back at the great job that Billy Jenkins and Bob Marr did as coaches with that, especially with that interior line.
It was incredible, absolutely incredible.
We have been blessed with so many good coaches for so many years. Here comes the kickoff again from Hunter Call, and I tell you, this is more of a line drive angling toward the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds, and they'll have it at the 35. But Hunter, I'm not sure what he's doing different, but he has had some really good kickoffs.
He may just be getting more comfortable back there doing it.
Could be, no kidding. And that's something that a lot of teams, I think, at every level take for granted is the kicking game. But even in the NFL, at the highest level of football in the world, we have seen instances this year, Mike, of missing extra points that you can't take for granted.
It's crucial. That's why you see so many of these top flight programs, their head coach is responsible for their special teams. You know, I was watching the Ohio State game the other night, and I'm not an Urban Meyer fan, but they were talking about what an emphasis he puts on it and how much time he spends with it, and he's the coach of the special teams. So
that says a lot, doesn't
it? Speaks volumes. And I remember forever the emphasis Coach Dietz put on it, Coach White put on it, Coach Patillo, and now Coach B. they were all heavily involved in that facet of the game.
I tell you, when you're playing a really good team, special teams in so many cases can be the difference.
It's absolutely vital. You know, whether you're trying to get points every time you possess the football or you're trying to use your punter to maintain field position, it's vital.
Oh, and that punter can be such a huge, huge weapon. And that guy can get you out of trouble in so many cases.
Just the swing of his leg and you flip the field on him. And that's a momentum changer.
Oh, it's big, no question. Andrews now with the football. They come running right up the middle, out to the 40-yard line. Down there on the tackle again is Hunter Burrell, who's had a good night tonight.
Kind of some awfully white uniforms in the game now, Gary.
Yeah. Got some new faces in there. Lucas Brown is in there. We'll try to get some names. Trip Peterson is in there. Robert Green back there at a safety. Of course, Hunter Burrell's been in there all night. Way over there on the other side, we got, I'm just going to guess on this one, Jesus Souza, number 80, a 5'7" junior. And up front, we've got some new folks like Aiden Allison, 62. We got 56, Michael Winchester, 64. Now, that's a new one. I'm not sure about 64, but we'll try to figure it out. But again, we got a bunch of clean jerseys in there. You're right. They load it up and throw it, and it's going to be picked off. There's Hunter Burrell right in front of the football. He's trying to get away from their defensive back, and he's still going. He's finally brought down at the 46-yard line, but Hunter Burrell read that perfectly.
Well, that was great. All he did was just sink back into his zone and catch the football.
He was sitting back there waiting on it. Aiden Smith, one of the new defenders in there. But again, good to see a lot of these new guys get some playing time. Well, we're going to see it on offense too here. Got a bunch of new folks on that offense. Looks like a whole new offense for the most part. Now let's see. There's Connor Hyatt back in there. He's going to be in there at quarterback. Of course, he came on and played a lot in relief last year. And we got a penalty flag down as we try to run that jet sweep with Lucas Brown coming from the far left side. But we've got some motion, and they're going to stick us for it. But again, it's good to see those guys get playing time that haven't played a whole lot.
That's always exciting. You know, as a coach, I enjoyed that because those are the guys that are they're on their scout teams. They're trying to give you the best look, and they're working their tails off. So this is a great reward for that.
Oh, no doubt. Here comes the jet sweep. Penalty flag down again as the handoff does go to Lucas Brown. But let's see if a penalty brings it back. Some of those blockers out in front. Aiden Allison out in front. Jesus Souza, number 80 in there. Got big 66. Now, Colby Kirkland, one of our regular starters, is still in there on the offensive front, along with Michael Winchester, a lineman in there. And that's Thomas Allen. Thomas Allen now moving up to play some offensive line. He's normally a linebacker on defense. Now he gets to play some offense here, Mike. He may enjoy that. You know,
I'm sure he's enjoying being in the game.
Hey, if you're a football player, you want to be out there all night.
You want to be in the game. That's absolutely right.
Every play. They don't want to come off the field. Now we get penalized again. We're backing up now all the way back to the 31-yard line. So, holy cow, we've got about a quarter of a mile to go down to the 44 of Andrews to get a first down.
That 1st and 25 play we've all got in the playbook.
Connor fakes the handoff. He's going to run to the right side. Connor with some quick feet. Cuts it back inside. Nice run out to the 40-yard line for Connor Hyatt.
There you go. That got us a big chunk of it right back.
Yeah. Of course, now he's following in his dad's footsteps.
Boy, he was a dandy player.
Travis, good Maroon Devil quarterback back in the day, went on up to play at Lees McRae. 5 minutes to play here tonight.
He loves to tell stories on me when Morris Hill played Lees McRae, and he made me look so foolish.
Hey, but I bet y'all won, right?
We did win.
You did win. There you
go.
But
not without Travis making me look the fool 2 or 3 times.
Oh, boy. Another jet sweep. This time they're running from the right side. Again, same guy, Lucas Brown. He's going to be stuck in the backfield. We lose about 5 or 6 on the play. But Lucas Brown, 5'6", junior, number 3. We ran it from the left. Now we come back and run it from the right. And, you know, I think, Mike, that may be the first time all night we've used that jet sweep. Haven't seen it much.
Not too much with our other guys.
But and I can understand why, because as you mentioned several times, Andrews has the speed to go from sideline to sideline. They can cover your.
I think we're trying to take advantage of them being fatigued right now.
Yeah. This time, we got people moving again. We've got some new folks in there, and they're eager to go, and they've got that adrenaline pumping. And boy, they're just chomping at the bit. They want to go.
It's so hard not to get frustrated with them.
It is. You want them to keep that aggressiveness, that get up and go attitude. This time, Robert Green wide right, Lucas Brown in the slot. Goes in motion. They fake the handoff, and they throw it to Green. Throw it behind him, though, and it's almost intercepted over there. Going up in the air was Zach Shepard, but just couldn't pull it down.
You know, Coach Patillo's answer to that back when he was doing it was he would pull those guys aside, and they'd have a handful of plays that they ran every week, and they executed those plays against the opponent that was coming up. And some would say, oh, well, you just done that because you were expecting a blowout. No, he would do that regardless who we were playing. He had a period during practice that he took those guys over, and that's what they worked on because he felt like they needed the opportunity to execute at a high level when they got in the game.
We punted away, and it's going to be a fair catch back there by Zach Shepard. And that's a great idea, Mike, because, hey, when they got on the field with a chance to play, they were ready.
Yes, sir. They had their group that they went in with. And they had their plays that they were used to running. You know, it wasn't the entire playbook.
Right.
To be fair to them, it couldn't be because they spent their week executing somebody else's playbook.
That's it. They're the scout team. And I tell you, talking about great coaches, in my mind, Sam Patillo was always an underrated coach. He did an outstanding job.
He does not get enough credit for what he brought to it. The organization, the creativity. And yet the fundamental approach, he wouldn't abandon who we were.
That's right.
As the Swain Maroon Devils, he would not abandon that.
And he brought us a state championship. Hey, what else can you say?
Absolutely.
And
proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, I've always admired him as both the coach and an administrator as well in his days, and he's one of a kind. And, well, hey, you can go all the way back. I mean, the guy was a quarterback on our first state championship team in 1979. I mean, you can just keep on going with Sam Patillo's success stories. Oh, here they go, running it right up the gut. One of the better plays of the night into our territory. But under 3 minutes to play here, Mike. And they've got an injured player. And, boy, this is something you don't want to see is somebody get hurt this late in a game that has already been decided.
Yeah, you'd like to hope he can just walk that off.
Yep, I think he's going to walk it off.
I've been really surprised. We haven't seen an issue with the cramping tonight like we were talking about.
I'm really surprised.
I was really expecting that as humid as it was early.
Oh, it was humid, very warm. Now, if you listen to the extended forecast, they're calling for a little bit of a cool down late next week. Let's hope we get it. I know these players want it because this time Andrew stays on the ground and runs to hour 45. And good work out there by a lot of those new folks like Trip Peterson, number 41 on the tackle. But good to see those guys getting their name here on the Maroon Devils broadcast tonight.
I love to watch them pass the lick.
Oh, boy. And they, and like you say, they do the hard work all week long. And, hey, they like to be under the lights on Friday just like anybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Here comes Peterson moving his defensive end over, looking at a gap right there on the line. Oh, the quarterback drops the ball, but they get back on it. And right there on the backside of the quarterback is Charlie Lambert. We call his name a whole lot anyway, 52. So a good penetration. Also in there tonight, Aiden Allison, 62 up front. We got 56, Michael Winchester on the D-line. Charlie Lambert, as we mentioned, over there, 41, Trip Peterson. Also in there is Andrew Chavez, number 30, another sophomore. They hand off and run to the left side, and there's another good tackle. And there again, 41, we've called Trip Peterson on a couple of tackles here. So Trip, a sophomore, he gets in there in a hurry.
He sees the ball really well. I mean, he's reading and flowing.
And this team, of course, has, 8 sophomores, 16 juniors, 8 seniors. 4-man front here on defense, and here they go running to the left side, and another good tackle in there. And there again, well, that's the third time's a charm. Trip Peterson, time after time after time, is in on the tackle. He comes from the other side over here to tackle this guy. So that's good hustle.
That is good hustle. I'm surprised Coach Phillips hasn't countered back the other way yet.
Oh, boy, I'm sure Coach Phillips is I know he wants to win as bad as anybody and trying to keep his kids motivated out there. And they've got moving all over the place, but no flag. They run to the right side. Some good room over there, and a nice run over there by Landon White. And again, there is Robert Green and Trip Peterson on another tackle. Well, this Trip Peterson is all over the field.
That's a bright spot for the future right there.
He wants to get some. He wants to get some regular playing time, doesn't he? And he might. If he keeps playing like this, he has moved everywhere and has been around the ball just about every play. And here they come, and there he is again. Again, he is around the football over there. This time, it looks like Andrew Chavez again on the tackle. And Trip. And also helping out Aiden Allison, another sophomore, 62. Aiden Smith, number 55. Haven't called his name a whole lot tonight. Jesse Waldrop, Lucas Brown back in the secondary. And there is the final seconds ticket away, fans. And this one is over. 39-0. Our Maroon Devils winning easily here, Mike. And I'll tell you, in the first half, I wasn't sure if we were going to see this lopsided score, but our Maroon Devils have come out in the second half and dominated this football game.
They really did take control of it in the third quarter and just didn't let up.
They really did. We owned the third quarter. I think Andrews only had the football one time because we just dominated at the line of scrimmage. We dominated control of the clock in the game, and I think we really showed up in the third quarter. But give Andrews credit. They made life difficult for us in that first half because they have some quickness. They tried to run some different looks on offense, and got to give them credit. They played hard.
They sure did. And, just a break here or there that first half, and they could have gone to the halftime, score tied, or even they might have been leading.
Yeah, they did a good job, but our Maroon Devils showing that, hey, we're still a team to be reckoned with as we stay undefeated in the Smoky Mountain Conference. It's our Maroon Devils and the Murphy Bulldogs, the only undefeated teams left. I was going to check with Toby Burrell and see if he had any updated scores earlier tonight here. The Maroon Devils, we had some scores, and we'll come back. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and see if we have any scores and wrap it up here. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. 2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back on the postgame show. Our Maroon Devils putting the power, kind of the pedal to the metal, if you will, in the third quarter, really taking control of what was a 14-0 halftime ball game, winning going away 39-0 here, Mike. Some other scores. Pisgah leading Smoky Mountain 13-8. That game is a close one. Can't get any closer than Franklin and Hendersonville. They're two interesting teams. 14-14, that game in the fourth quarter. Robbinsville has really moved away from Hayesville now, 41-9. And Cherokee, after being down 9-7, is now leading Rosman 27-9 in the fourth quarter in that ball game. So the Smoky Mountain Conference every Friday night, you better bring your A game. I mean, you know.
You absolutely have to come ready to play. I mean, that's just that easy.
And our Maroon Devils did here, looking at some of the postgame stats. 46 carries on the ground, 303 yards rushing. Andrews had 36 carries for 150 yards. Also a great night for Damian Lossie again, 26 he was 22 for 131 yards here tonight. 2 touchdowns for Damian. Our time of possession, we control 44-26 here. But again, Damian, an outstanding night. How about Colby? Colby had 11 carries tonight. Colby Taylor, 90 yards, and obviously a big touchdown. So some guys spread the wealth around.
It's very difficult to say we better just stop him and whip the Maroon Devils. There's 3 or 4 folks back there that you better take care of or they will beat you.
You said it. Bryce Steen had a big night tonight, had a good kickoff return and ran the ball well. And our defense, I think, again, really stepped it up in the third quarter because Andrews moved the ball some in the first half, even though they only finished with 150 yards rushing here tonight. But our defense in the third quarter just shut them down. I mean, that's all you can say. They had a little drive going there, and we stopped them, got the ball back, and just controlled it
and that
again.
Was it. Well, it's what's that adage? The best defense is a good offense. When you possess the football that long, it's pretty easy to be excited coming back on defense because you've just dominated them.
Yeah, and hey, like we've seen so many times, hey, you keep the ball away from the other team. They're not going to score. It's pretty simple, but it works.
It absolutely works. We've won how many state championships with that?
You said
that very philosophy.
Yep. Ball control. Well, Mike, I'll tell you what, it's been fun again, my man. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll get to do a game again together real soon.
I sure hope so. Thank you for having me.
All right. It's been a pleasure, folks. Our Maroon Devils 39-0 win over the Andrews Wildcats. Join us next week right here on the Maroon Devils Network.